All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Supporter King. Sorry about that long intro. Usually I got Brian's the one that shares everything, but he wasn't here with us yet. He'll be joining us in a little bit. But my name is King Kramer with Brandman Brandon over here. How's it going, man?
Uh, it's been a day.
That it has, man. That it has.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so well, hopefully we'll get into our Wonka review. I know Matt Film Show is here. So what's up? Because I really surprised by Wonka. I really enjoyed it, had fun time with it. And he said, what's going to happen with Kane? Now recast and move away, maybe Dr. Doom. So hopefully we can get to the Wonka review. I know you said you didn't get to watch it yet. I know Brian saw it, I saw it, so we'll see where we are at the end of the show if we do a review or maybe hold on to it.
Okay.
Um but the Jonathan Majors thing, I know, is like the big thing. Everybody's talking about it.
Mhm.
Everybody. That's all that's on Twitter. On at least the Twitter, I follow. A lot of our uh community creators that we're with, Chillmonger and Dre, Anzo, Bigger Ford, like all those guys, like they're all talking about it like all day,
Yep.
nonstop. Nonstop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So man.
Yeah. Needless to say, it's a huge deal right now.
Yeah.
And what Matt just asked, and you got to ask yourself, what's this mean for Marvel for the MCU moving forward? Because he was going to be, because Kang was going to be like an instrumental part moving forward, which goes without saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And it with the Jonathan Majors thing, it really sucks because it's like not only on an entertainment level, it affects us, with our MCU stuff that we're all big fans of. It affects, I think, on multiple levels, with different things. And I guess it all depends on how close you were following it. I've been following it pretty closely.
Yeah.
Um, Danny Does Law is really big on Twitter because of the case. And she's not like a person who is out there. She's not a YouTuber. She's not a Twitter. She's not an influencer, quote unquote. She's just a regular person that was a paralegal. Now she's doing something else, and she came back to New York to sit in the
Mhm.
trial. So she was in the room, man. She was like in the room, and she said she was like not too far from Jonathan Majors too. She was like
Huh.
pretty close by him, but she was sitting on his side, obviously. But yeah, she was one of the, I think there was maybe like 20 or so reporters and journalists.
Mhm.
She was technically not one, but she was on Twitter putting updates, like literally updates, like every minute, like
Mhm.
of with everything that was going on. So she was doing a really good job on Twitter. But
Hmm.
yeah, well, who got Anthony? What's up? How many Wonkas they're gonna make? We'll see. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Uh, did they rumor who's might play King? Nah, not yet.
Oh, it's way too early for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So, we'll chit chat and just kind of talk about it a little bit, and then once Brian joins, because I know he obviously has a lot of stuff to say, we'll start the like official quote unquote like, um, you know, uh, video
Discussion about it.
of
Yeah.
discussion of it. But yeah, that's kind of thing right now with the MCU. Is even before the trial started, I know they were talking about getting rid of King altogether just because
Mhm.
the character wasn't doing anything, which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, they didn't really make a big splash with the character like they could have. So, this may be an excuse just to, write him out and,
mhm,
like, the obviously the most popular speculation is to move forward with Doom, um,
yeah,
which they could do. Uh, just kind of asking myself how they're gonna write Kang out because you know even though they were all over the place with the character with what they were doing with the execution, they were very clearly setting him up to be a big deal down the line.
mhm,
So
yeah,
I'm kind of wondering, that's a lot to just kind of do away with.
yeah. Just like just throw it away, kind of.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people I've been watching, and a lot of them were, at least when it comes to the King part, is his story does kind of. finish up in Loki. You know what I mean? It's not a great ending by any means, don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
it is an ending that you could just be like, oh, the TVA is just chasing down kings now. That's it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
like that's just the end of the story. Like he who remains the main king
Mhm.
died. You know, Loki took over, and now the TVA is just hunting all the other kings. You know, and
Mhm.
I'm like, I guess I mean that is an ending if you want to leave it like that, but it seems like you said they did have a lot for Jonathan Majors going forward. You know,
Mhm.
so yeah, it sucks. It sucks. You know, and then
Yeah.
I think within 30 minutes or so of getting the verdict, like Disney came in and like you're fired, which sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was always the plan. They were just kind of biding their time until the official verdict.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as much as we wanted to hope otherwise,
Yeah.
it was inevitable at this point in time. I think.
Yeah. I think they were sitting and waiting where they're like, if he gets guilty, we're cutting ties. If he's not guilty, then we're good to go. You know,
Mhm.
I think they had that. And it makes me wonder, I was like, I wonder if they talked to him at all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's because it's weird, is he still has his agent, I believe, right? Or he has somebody. I know his PR team got rid of him. I thought, or was that his talent guy? There's some dude that's still with him, but I don't know if he still has an agent or not, or if they dropped him as well. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, because
No,
I thought the agency had, if and I may be wrong. I thought his agency had dropped him like right when these allegations
I
initially started. I think.
I know his PR team dropped him for sure.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure if that, I mean, right now it's kind of hard to find anything on
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors because it was so long ago.
Mhm.
No, yeah, here you go. Jonathan Majors and Manager Entertainment's 360 part ways. So
Mhm.
his managing group, his talent manager, dropped Majors, yeah,
Mhm.
in April. So shortly after, I believe, when they all went down. So
Yeah.
ugh. You know, I mean, do they call Jonathan? That's why. Well, what I was saying is, do you think Marvel or Kevin Feige, who has a good relationship with his stars, did
Mhm.
they tell him like, dude, this is what's gonna happen? You know,
I feel like they had to, they would have had to
yeah, you know,
at least discuss like the
Drew,
possibilities or depending on the outcome. Hey Drew, how's it going?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think it had to have been discussed at some point in time beforehand.
yeah, you know,
Mhm.
man, it just really sucks with it all. Matt
Sure
Phillips said,
does.
I think they'll recast King. I've heard a rumor that Avenger 5 will no longer be called the King Dynasty.
I read that too.
I heard that too. I don't know. I mean, recast would be the easiest route they want to go, you know. But like I said, before the trial was going on, they were already talking about kind of doing away with King in general because
Mhm.
the character was just not done well, you know. So
Yeah, they just weren't landing with them, and unfortunately, and we said that many times.
yeah, uh,
Had they had a pretty good opportunity to do something, to have him like kind of win and be established as a big threat in Quantumania, but
mm,
unfortunately they didn't go that route.
yeah. You can't have a big bad and have him lose every movie.
Yeah,
Like every movie that he's in, he loses. So yeah, that sucks. But I kind of want them to finish the King storyline just as a fan. I mean, right
mhm,
now there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are saying they're kind of boycotting, I guess, Disney.
mhm,
You know, so I get it. I get it. You know, usually I wear my Marvel hat. You know, I think I
mhm,
have it right here. I wear my Marvel hat, and I decided not to wear it today. You
mhm.
know, so I'm a fan. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like, oh man, I'm never gonna watch Marvel again. Like,
yeah, that that
it's, I
is the
don't know.
knee jerk. Yeah, that is the knee jerk thing to say, but I'm pretty sure we'll all still watch. What they put out, like it or not, or depend. Excuse me. So so yeah, I'm not gonna lie through my teeth and be like, oh, I'm not oh, I'm never watching another Marvel movie again. But
Yeah, right. I mean,
who
for
who
sure,
knows?
right now, I'm not happy with
Yeah,
them,
I'm
but
not
I'm
happy.
also not surprised. I'm not surprised.
No, I saw it coming. I was kind of tensing myself for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
It's oh man, it sucks. I mean, there's just so many questions on what he does. Not even what Marvel does. Marvel's gonna be fine. They'll get through it. One way or another. Um, but him as a person, as an actor, like what do you do with what kind of handed to him? Hey, before we go any deeper, let me actually give you what the charges were.
mhm.
Even Danny from Danny Does Law was telling me about it. She goes, "Who's willing to give up that Marvel addiction?"
Mhm.
It's you know, And I was watching Chillmonger. I was watching the Dre Max show. They were kind of talking about it too. It's if you don't want to support Marvel, I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's stupid. I get it 100%. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, and I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. But my thing is, and also Chill brought it up, and I believe Drake kind of brought it up too. It's like you can boycott it, you can cancel your Disney subscription, but unless there's a movement behind it, and then they don't know the reason why. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just they can literally attribute that to anything. It's like, oh, a bunch of people don't like Jonathan Majors, that's why they canceled it. Like you don't fully know. There needs to be a movement behind a boycott for people to understand. You know, like whether you agree with the Bud Light thing or not, people knew why the Bud Light stock was taking a hit for that little bit of time. It was
Mhm.
like they said it. There was people all on the same page. But I think Dre Max said it best is the best way you could do is like actually support Jonathan Majors when his next movie comes out. Hopefully if it
Yeah,
comes out at this point.
yeah. You're because I don't even think it has a release date bolted down.
They I believe in November they postponed it indefinitely until they figured it out. At
Yeah.
first I think they blamed the strikes.
Mhm.
So and now obviously it's this, but there's some issues with it, because now people are saying, do you because this Disney under I believe the Fox studio, they're the ones making magazine dreams.
Mhm.
And so now there's like a lot of rumors, a lot of people, kind of, talking about it. It's like that it might not be released ever under Disney, that they might sell it, they might shelf it, it might be straight to Hulu kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know, kind of sucks. But
Yeah. And
what's up?
what's going on? Yeah, you have to wonder what this means for his career as a whole too. And it was really at an interesting time because dude's career was about to skyrocket through the through the roof.
Yeah.
Um, like he was dude, like he was sitting on top of the world. Um, and yeah, and it all just kind of went to crap at this point. All these things that he was dropped from. And so you got to wonder how and when he'd bounce back from this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Hopefully the magazine dreams comes out theatrically, and I think that'll be a good thing because then people can go support him. Um,
Yeah.
Directly, through the box office numbers will be. I think that'll be more effective than like canceling, Marvel. Personally, that's what I think. If you want to cancel Marvel, go ahead, or cancel your Disney subscription and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I think a louder message would be like, here's Jonathan Majors. He's the star of the movie. This is kind of his movie, and it does really well, and it has good critic ratings and stuff like that, which it probably will, because Jonathan Majors as an actor is amazing.
Yeah,
He's
he's a great actor.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were talking Oscar buzz for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This magazine dreams, like Oscars, like that's the level that this movie was going to be at for him. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that comes out. I think I heard, was it last week, I believe, somebody in one of the chats I was in said he's going to be in a Spike Lee film, which is going to be kind of really, really good, especially right now with him. I think, that'll be the best way to kind of get back some credit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a good way to go. I think I remember coming across something about that too.
Yeah. I don't know what the movie is. I got to look more into it, but I heard he's like a Spike Lee kind of film. But yeah, I mean, one thing I heard a lot today was there wasn't any other black actors coming out and kind of standing by him, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, the only other person, in his corner was who? Megan Good?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. I think Anthony Mackie said something along the lines like innocent till proven guilty, but that's about it. He didn't really say like he supported him or anything. So
yeah, that I do remember.
Yeah. So it would have been nice if like Spike Lee actually, helped him, said something. It would have been nice if like Michael B. Jordan would have said something,
Yeah, it seemed like no one was really coming to his aid or in his corner.
No. Yeah. Which like blows my mind, because fucking Danny Masterson, who legit did horrible shit, really horrible shit compared to what like the this stuff that we saw with Jonathan Majors. Like he had like over a dozen, other actors like write a paper or make a video saying like pretty much telling the judge like don't go too hard on him. Like, that's why Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were in trouble for, coming out and defending Danny Masterson a little bit, so
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? Like this crazy motherfucker who's got like multiple rape charges and all that, like still has people behind him, but Jonathan Majors, like nobody, it's frustrating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I would have. I mean, I get Michael B. Jordan. Maybe some of these guys don't want to put their money, their necks on the line. You know what I mean? But there got to be somebody, man. Somebody.
Yeah. It's. Yeah. It's just an unfortunate situation all around.
Yeah. So here's the verdicts. So there are 4 charges. So the 2 major ones, he was found not guilty. And the 2 major ones were assault in the 3rd degree with intent to cause physical harm. He was not guilty in that one. And then the other one he was not guilty was aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. He was not guilty. Those were the big boys. Those were like the heavy hitter ones, that were like the bad ones. And then the ones that he got guilty on were assault in the 3rd degree, recklessly causing physical injury was guilty, and harassment in the 2nd degree guilty. So kind of from what I understand, because I'm not a lawyer, was he didn't intend to hurt or harass his ex-girlfriend. There was no intention to do it. But they're saying he still did cause harm and harass her on the 2nd degree level. But the 2nd degree harassment, like I read it, what it was, and it was like, I mean, it's so low bar and easy. Like, yeah, I mean, it is pretty much almost anybody who gets put that on them kind of gets hit with it, because it's so low bar, it's so generic, it's such a vague kind of law, and that's kind of why they slapped it on there.
Yeah.
It was like an easy win for the DA almost, which kind of sucks, but
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
the other
kind of.
one. Good.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, because I was kind of multitasking while at work and listening to it. And yeah, you pretty much captured my thoughts exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
but the third degree recklessly causing physical injury was basically like he didn't mean to cause harm, but he did. But the problem is like so today when the jury came in, they were asking for some more information.
Hmm.
Let me see what they were asking for. They were asking for that's not it. They were asking for the reread of charge 4, which what I told you, there's harassment in the second degree, which was the super basic vague one, right? They wanted a
Hmm.
reread of that charge, a replay of card 1, the raw surveillance footage, um, which is, I believe that's the one where she's like, he picks her up and puts her back in the car and
Put
she
you back
hops
in the,
back
yeah.
out. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was that video. And then they wanted the Chloe's testimony about the club and icing her finger. And Chloe was one of the girls that she randomly met on the street that she went partying with that night.
Yeah.
You know, so when I saw that this morning, that was early this morning. I was kind of interesting because I was like, that second degree harassment is kind of vague, and they want to see the video of where he like, actually lifts her up and puts her in the truck,
Mhm.
and then the icing on the finger. So it's kind of like, I'm like, shit. When I read that this morning, I'm like, that's not good. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. Yeah. And I knew the video, the video of him like picking him up and or picking her up and like putting her back in the SUV.
yeah,
I knew that was gonna bite him in some way, shape, or form.
yeah. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, even then, like it wasn't what she said. Where he's like, well, real quick, Cleves, what's up, Cleves? He said Michael B. Jordan got to bring him back for Creed 4. I hope so. You know,
Yeah.
I hope so, but that might be out of Michael B. Jordan's control too. Because that's it. And it also depends how long. You know, if it's gonna come out in like 2 years, that I think that'd be all right. But if it's coming out
Mhm.
like, which it's not coming out anytime soon, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. It'll be at least
A couple years.
yeah, 2025
Yeah, at the soonest.
at the
But
soonest. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely want to see him back because I did like that character.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so his ex-girlfriend pretty much told him like that he picked her up and like threw her like a football, or something like
Sure.
that. And that was not anything close to what she said happened.
Absolutely not.
At one
Absolutely
point,
not.
he's kind of on his tippy toes as he's putting her back in, because it's not a bench so the back seat is 2 captain chairs. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's not a long bench like you think of a normal back seat. So it's like 2 chairs, and then the third row is the bench. Um, so when he went to go pick her up, he kind of like put her in, but she kept popping out. So I think there was that, and when he like kind of pushed her to get some space to run, I don't know if that kind of got her too, but I just don't see it like how without any reasonable doubt you're able to blame him for harassment. Was it just because he just touched her? You know,
Mhm.
I it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
What's
Mhm.
up, Kenny?
What's going on, Kenny?
How you doing, man?
Um,
And then Kevin Davis said, even if Jonathan Majors gets short sentence or probation, people in Hollywood will never give him a second chance. I don't believe that. I don't think he's not gonna get a sentence. They're both misdemeanors. They're
yeah.
both very low charge. Like harassment in the second degree is like you can literally like scream F you to a random person and they can take you to court for that. You know.
Yeah.
The
He'll
yeah.
he'll get a fine and like either community service or anger management or something like that.
Yeah, no, he'll probably get like a probation kind of thing where like, yeah, just don't get in trouble for the next like 6 months or something like that, which
Mhm.
obviously that shouldn't be a problem. But I don't think Hollywood will never give him a second chance. I don't believe that. I think they will. Because what he did, and especially all the evidence, all the videos that are out there, people were able to make up their own minds as well. And it's he's running away. Usually
Yeah.
a person that runs away isn't the aggressor in a vice. And also, he's not being charged with any actual domestic violence. What the convictions are not domestic violence. Like you accidentally hurt somebody. Like that's exactly what it is. It was recklessly assault. So a reckless physical assault. So it was like you accidentally hurt somebody,
Mhm.
and harassment in the second degree. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that video of him running though, that was
it's kind of funny.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was running so fast.
dude was
I know.
training to be a bodybuilder in that, so he was like in
Yeah,
shape, man. Yeah,
yeah. I know I shouldn't be. I'm not laughing like ha ha, but yeah, he was just legging it.
yeah,
That was great.
yeah. But just to let you guys know, I was working on a video with him running, and with a bunch of sound effects. So it would be like the Benny Hill song, the kind of song, and then like Frogger noises as she's about to get hit by a car. And then obviously once today happened and the verdict, I'm like, yeah, that's not a that's not a good thing. But it would if he would have been acquitted on all the charges, I would have probably finished
Yeah,
it and played it. But yeah, it just didn't feel it didn't feel
yeah.
right.
You probably even could have gotten away with the opening narration by Grant Gustin from the Flash series.
That's funny. That's funny.
um,
What do you think about that?
yeah, but yeah, man. I was so excited to see like how his where we were going to go with Kang and all these other roles that he was getting, because man, like he was about to be everywhere, and I was just 100% here for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really was. Um,
He was gonna be the same.
even despite like how Marvel was doing with Kang, I thought his performances were on point, and I was really looking forward to seeing excuse me, to seeing all these Kang variants because it was going to be interesting. Just knowing the kind of caliber actor that Jonathan Majors is, uh, and he's already proven himself in a very short time as very versatile. Um, it was I was really excited to see it.
Yeah.
From appearance to appearance.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also, like, real quick, so I know you said like it'll never give him a second chance. Hollywood always gives people a second
Yeah.
chance. Unless you did something really, really, really bad, where like when you kill somebody, or like like Danny Masterson will never have a second chance. Like that's somebody
No.
who will never have a second chance and shouldn't have a second chance. But like Robert Downey Jr., talking, just keeping in Marvel, that dude was in jail multiple times for months at a time sometimes, and granted it was a lot of drugs and like threats and stuff. I think it was like a lot of drug stuff. I think one of them might be like a firearm, illegal firearm or something like that. But either way, and then he got better and he came back, and now the dude's like on top of the world. He was the biggest star again. But there's a lot of other things. Jeremy Renner, got in trouble for a while ago. Talking about like he was like shooting through the ceiling and threatening to shoot his ex-wife and his daughter and him. Dude was in Hawkeye. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm. How did I overlook that?
No, yeah, it was a while ago. It was with his ex-wife, and yeah, it was. I don't know if it was like a mental episode kind of thing or what, but there's that. There's the allegations for Miss Marvel, the dad who plays in Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, Mr.
He's got
Khan.
some
Yeah,
pretty bad ones. Yeah, he got some bad
I
ones.
remember
So,
that. Mhm. I
but
did see that.
yeah, Hollywood gives people they give a second chance. I think
Yeah,
he'll get one.
yeah. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. He lays low, and I think if he lays low for a little bit, he is going to appeal it, which I'll bring that up in a second. And then we'll see how it goes. But and Kenny said the charge is deemed as accidental harassment, essentially, pretty much. He goes, and we're doing all this for basically taking your property back and keeping someone from chasing you. Yep, yep. It it's like all day today, man. I watched so many people, and I'm just so like lost for words, because
Mhm.
because pretty much like he's damned if you do or damned if you don't, like,
Mhm.
and being like a rich famous black man in New York, it's like he was effed. He was effed, kind of like, because if the mainstream media was always going to run his name through the mud, you know, because even if he didn't try to take his phone back, and if he just left, then she would be like, oh, he's a cheater, and now you would have all that shit on there. Granted, you wouldn't have any, like, court cases, but still, it's the public opinion is like, oh, he's a cheater and he cheated on me and blah blah blah, and then you got to deal with that, which I guess I'd rather deal with that more than what he's dealing with, but I don't know, but yeah, it's annoying, and also it's like, I know I think I told you guys, or might have been one of the chats, in one of the the text messages, he said, like, if you go to the ER, like they're gonna look at me, and
Mhm.
and I believe in the voice memo that she recorded him said the same thing, where if you go to the cops, I'm suspect number one, and that's why he's like, don't call 911. And it's like all his fears came true, like,
Yeah.
and I know it's a big thing in a lot of America, especially in like the black community. It's like, you don't call 911.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Yeah. Because you're really going to be up shit creek. Case in point.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's even like Dave Chappelle made jokes about this, like, like over like 15 years ago, he made jokes about that, like, there's comedians and there's other scenarios where every time, a black man called 911, they got in trouble. You've,
Mhm.
let alone it's like domestic violence, and Jonathan Majors being like, the huge dude that he is,
Mhm.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, never call 911. Lesson of the day, right? So, you know,
Oh, trust
it,
me, I don't.
you know, but I mean, he was kind of in a tough spot because, like, it's his house,
Mhm.
and now you got this who he didn't know at the time, but yeah, I think it came out that she was basically faking it because, you know the time frame of her texting her friend and stuff like that didn't make sense. But um you come to your house and you see her passed out in your closet, or your pretty much his room, so his bathroom had a closet, like a walk-in closet.
Mhm.
So she's passed out in the closet with no underwear on and just a top, and a bunch of pills laid around. And he's like, at that point, he's like, what do I do? So if I don't call 911, then I'm like hiding a crime, because what if she is like really messed up? But if I
Mhm.
call 911, I'm just inviting them in for trouble. And I mean, that alone was a shit situation that he was in. It was like,
Yeah.
because if you what if you do, and what if you don't? You know, it
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. And then
Yeah.
Clee said, got what you got.
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say, yeah, pretty much between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. 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 Because can you imagine if she actually was passed out and she was overdosed on whatever pills she had, because she had a lot of sleeping pills.
Mhm.
That was also in the trial, that she had a sleeping problem, so she had a lot of sleeping pills. And she wanted stronger sleeping pills. That was in the text messages. So Yeah. So what if she was actually like, passed out or dead or had like some medical issue and on the floor, and she's in your house, dude, and you weren't in your house all night, so where were you last night? It's it was not good,
No.
it sucks. But Cleve said Marvel's about to look real stupid if he appeals and wins.
Hmm.
I believe he is going to appeal.
Yeah, I'm kind of counting on it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I don't know how the legal system works. That much really, I have nothing about the legal system. But I know his sentencing is like early February. I think it's 6th or the 8th or something like that. And I'm not sure if he has to wait to the sentence to appeal or if he can appeal like tomorrow. I don't know how that works. So, but I'm assuming as soon as they can appeal, they're gonna appeal.
Mm-hmm.
But is it too late? I mean, it could be off his record, and stuff like that. But kind of what Kenny said here is people don't read past the headlines, and all the headlines were
Not
already
wrong. Yeah, not wrong at all. Not wrong at all.
Even dude, within minutes of them passing this verdict, there's already a bunch of incorrect headlines. One headline was, let me see if I can find it. One headline said something along the lines of, "Oh, he's guilty of 2 assault cases." I was like, no, that's not true. Or like, just like crazy stuff like, "Oh, he's gonna go to jail." Like, no, like that's also not true. It's like these crazy headlines, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
let me see if I can find
Yeah.
what I was looking for. Oh,
Knee-jerk reaction bullshit.
But we just know from some of these other like Variety and stuff like that, they had the article written up already. You know what I mean? And they just like changed some of the details, and that's probably why that got written like that. I'm sure she was expecting like, oh, he's gonna be guilty on all the charges and stuff like that. So, we got Jason. What's up, Jason?
Jason.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta log on to Twitter. I know Jason. We're gonna do something with him on his channel. For before the end of the year. Hopefully, I'm not too late on that. But
let me know when.
Yeah, 100% agree with Kenny. Yeah, it's rough. Let me see. So there we go. So Major's lawyer, put out a quote. It says what kind of what you expect it to say, but one thing in it towards the end of her statement is Mr. Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name. Quote, end quote. So just that alone makes me think they're going to appeal it as soon as they can.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah. And they're misdemeanors. I mean, one, you need a new judge for sure. You need a new judge. That judge was definitely picking and choosing certain things that could be shown, and it was kind of frustrating. Like,
yeah.
And then and another issue right off the bat I had, which was worrisome, I just tried not to say it out loud to jinx it, was there was not a single black man on that jury.
You're saying what I was thinking. I wasn't sure if I should say it or not or what, but yeah, there was not one. No, it was. Yeah, so
it was predominantly, I believe, over half women, and no black man at all, not even one. Let me see if I can find, because I believe Danny Does Law broke down of like who the jury was. Yeah, and then the worst part was like, so she was there in the court, and she said that she even said she was the problem. People were going to be juror one, and juror 3, and she said, juror 1 was the spokesperson. I forget what they're called. So she's up there saying, the charges and the verdict, And when she said guilty, she had to repeat herself, but she kind of like giggled and then repeated it. That's what Danny said. And then during the guilty charges, juror 3 was like shaking her head like, oh yeah. So I kind of like, it just it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating, like especially watching it all day, and it was just what are we doing? Let's see if I can find this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see the jury selection that Danny put out there.
Yeah, I didn't even get around to watching any of the Danny videos. Or
She was good. She was good. She was on Chillmongers a lot. She was on Dre Max a lot. I think she was on a few other people's. I was watching Dr. Hines. He was another big one talking about it. He had a video that started in the morning today. I think at 10 a.m. New York time, and because they weren't sure when it was ever gonna come out, so he wanted to catch it. I think he went until like 8 hours, and YouTube cuts you. Literally, YouTube just stops you at 8 hours because you can't stream past 8 hours. So he was live for 8 hours.
Holy crap!
And Chill was in and out on a few times. Kat, who's another big one, in the area right now or the community. She was on there, and Danny Does Law, like I said, was at the courthouse. So they went up taking another long ass lunch break, like an hour and a half lunch break. And I believe she like called in from her phone, during the lunch break and kind of like was talking a little bit before she like lost signal. So yeah. What's that, man? That's what like Danny's been so good at putting all this stuff up. It's hard if you need to go back far enough. It's hard to find information. But yeah. It's like the jury just like totally like discredited the only one witness they had, which was the
it was like the Uber driver,
the driver, the limo driver, the cab driver guy. Yeah. He was there, and he was like, they
said
kind of did
like,
good.
Yeah, he said something to the effect of he was doing nothing and she was doing everything, or something to that effect, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Something along that, where like he knew they were fighting, but he knew it was her just from the sound of it. And he said he was looking forward the whole time. And I kind of wish he would have been like, like, yeah, but I saw in the mirror, kind of stuff like that. Because I'm sure you can look forward, and they were in I forgot, like a Navigator or some shit like that, some like huge freaking SUV. They got big rear view mirrors, and I'm sure he saw all of that, but he was out there just saying like it was her, it was all her. She started it, she was the aggressor, it was her, and he was trying to get away, and I just feel like the only other person that was there, the jury was just like, whatever, you don't count,
Yeah.
So
yeah, just brushed him off.
Yeah. So here's the jury. So this is Danny. Danny said the foreperson, which is the speaker, was a Hispanic woman. Then they said there was one other Hispanic man in appearance. It's hard to tell, sometimes. So she said it appeared to be one other Hispanic man. It appeared to be 2 Asian men, another white male, 1 black woman, and 2 white women. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 women, 1, 2, 3, 4 men. So, yeah. But you got a Hispanic man, a white man, and 2 Asian men. By appearance, obviously by appearance. You're not gonna go up there and ask and they don't tell you. But yeah. So that was as soon as I read that, I'm like, that's rough. Like, even in the comments, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
like really like not one black man and only one black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. It was rough from the start.
Yeah.
It was
Pretty much doomed from the beginning.
yeah. And then the more things the more things they did was kind of like shady. Like they got an interpreter for the limo driver or the cab driver, whatever he was. Even though he's like, I don't need one. They're like, oh no, we'll get you one. I believe he spoke Udar. I forgot what language that was. But yeah, so they had to bring in a translator, for it, even though he said he didn't need one. So,
Mhm.
so I don't. It's rough, man. It's annoying. It's yeah, man. It's so many people are looking into the DA for New York now, and they're pulling up a lot of other dirt, that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. There's a lot I feel like saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's I don't because it's so difficult because like it's you want to obviously believe when people say they were assaulted or sexually assaulted or stuff like
Yeah.
that. Obviously you want to believe them.
Mhm.
But then the video started coming out with this, and that's what kind of started changing my mind, because initially I won't lie, I'm like, oh shit, Jonathan Majors, really? I was like, that sucks. And then
Mhm.
the video started coming out, and I'm like, oh, okay, that doesn't line up with what was said, and then Chillmonger started talking about him like often, and then more and more videos started coming out and getting leaked, and that was kind of the problem. Even the prosecutor, the DA, blamed Jonathan Majors' team for leaking that video to change like the narrative. So I was like, I mean, really,
Yeah,
So
like seriously. I was just about to say that. Like seriously.
yeah, yeah.
Like
So
that's very much a Reed Richards style stretch there.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other people that um would leak stuff like that.
Mhm.
You get paid for it. You get paid for you leak it to TMZ or some of these other tabloids and stuff like that, and they're like, all right, here's some money.
Mhm.
Thank you for your leak. And then that's it. TMZ throws their logo all over it, and now you're in business.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's when I started changing my mind about it all, because it started not to make any sense.
Mhm.
And now you're looking at this DA who's is getting more and more on Twitter, because once you piss off people, man, Twitter Twitter finds
Oh
information.
yeah, and then they will come out in droves.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
oh yeah. Um, there's one thing, I guess, like he's dealing with another case where it's really bad. Um, where somebody pretty much said oh, he didn't hurt me or he didn't do anything, and the DA is still going after this guy.
Hmm.
you know yeah, yeah. Like, can you I can't even imagine that, because you think it's done and you're like, oh, she said we're good, there's nothing happened, and the DA's like, nah, we're still gonna get you. I was like, well, what the fuck? What the fuck are we going
Right.
at? What we
Yeah.
doing?
What the hell?
Yeah. I'm trying to look for those, but it, man, it's been a rough day. Like
Mhm.
The Dre Mac show. He might be live right now. The dude has been either on one of his shows or on somebody else's show throughout the entire day. Chillmonger, was also, I saw him on a bunch of different shows today. He released his video. It's
I know Chill was like on it, so
it's very disheartening, like, because you want to believe that like the system has got the best interests, has got the truth, because that's whatever you're always like, it's going after the truth. And here it's not, it is like, I feel like they're doing like a political kind of thing, like they're like, oh yeah, look, we're saving, women out here, kind of move, and
yep.
but it's at the cost of this guy who really didn't do anything bad, I mean, at worst, if you just want to be super, super down the road in the middle, it was just a bad relationship on both sides.
Yeah, it was
If you want to
toxic
say,
relationship. Yeah,
yeah,
on both ends. I
yeah,
totally agree.
And and it's just so annoying because everyone's talking about the text messages, everyone's talking about that audio recording, and none of that has to do with the actual case. That shit from a year before. So yeah, and even those are taken out of context, and it's so annoying.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's frustrating. Um, it was just overall everything that came to light was just extremely frustrated to read and watch. You know,
yeah,
um, yeah, just like I said, it just seemed like he was completely up shit creek from the rip, from the work from um once this came once this all came to light. I was like, yeah, this is probably not going to end the best for him.
yeah. I mean, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay.
Eventually,
You
yeah,
know,
it's just a matter of time. Um,
yeah,
in some way, shape, or form, I'm sure he'll bounce back from it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it just takes one good movie, and if he comes out here and says the right stuff, which I think he will, and he does the right stuff, which I think he will, um, I think he'll be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's not a dumb guy, and that's what everyone's like angry about the shit he was saying in that audio file. But I'm like, I listened to it, I was like, it sounds bad when you take certain words like I'm a great man and
Mhm.
be like, Michelle Obama. Like, yeah,
Michelle Obama.
that sounds horrible when it's not in the context of the conversation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But once you start putting in the conversation where he's like, you need to do better because you represent me, and he's talking to his drunk girlfriend,
Yeah.
Again came home drunk, and
Mhm.
once you put it in the context, he's like, I need to be great, because I'm representing me, I'm representing my family, I'm representing you, I'm representing Black culture. And I think a lot of people, especially for me, what I watch, a lot of white people were like, oh, he's representing the culture. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, like a famous Black person is important. Like I that's the part that always tripped me up. I hear people talk about that. I was like, oh, he represented the culture. I was like, yeah, like, because if he does something bad, like, or gets thrown under the bus for whatever reason, then it negatively affects the culture, and the
Yeah.
community. So I was like, what are you talking about? Like, he understands that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, people just weren't looking at the big picture of it. Everything just seemed really reactionary
Mm-hmm.
rather than just kind of looking at the because yeah, you said it all. It's not just a bad reflection of him, it's a reflection of the entire culture, especially when all eyes on you are on you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ties back to what you said, like kind of seemed like everything that he feared may have happened ended up happening.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
with this. Look how people are taking it out of context.
yeah. I
Not
mean,
not
even even the statement that the district attorney, the Manhattan district attorney Alvin Bragg, which was and that dude was never at any of the courts. It was all his assistant that was running the whole show. But even their statement was seen very, like today, like, so, they go on, they say some stuff, blah blah blah. It said something like along the lines, goes, a jury determined that pattern of abuse and coercion, coercion, with Majors assaulting and harassing his girlfriend. But I was like, but he got not guilty on those. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's like you're saying, like, oh, the jury determined that, but I'm like, the jury said he didn't, though. That what he did was accidental, and then the harassment so vague. So it's like you're saying these things as your official statement, but I'm like, but they're not quite true. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, so the DA is kind of like stomping around like they won, but I'm like, you didn't get him on any of the domestic violence, kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very much kind of grasping at straws.
Yeah, damn, Marvel dropped him already. They dropped him like 30 minutes after
the verdict was reached. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I went
around
were, 30 minutes. It was less than an hour. It was super quick.
Mm-hmm.
It was super quick.
Like we were saying, they had pretty much made up their mind already. They were just kind of waiting for the announcement to be made, and then
yeah, exactly. They were just waiting, and they like I said earlier, if he was guilty on even one of them, they would have let him go. If he was acquitted on all of them, they would have been like, cool, let's keep going.
Let's keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I read his statement, and a lot of these other YouTubers that I follow, that are talking about this, like Kat and Chill and Dre, and they read the DA's statement, and all of them were just like, it's so, like, technically with the wordage, you're not wrong because the way the word is, but when it's the definition of the charge, I was like, no, like the jury didn't determine there was domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
Or physical harassment, or what was the other one? Not physical harassment, but any, so it was like harassment on a lower charge where it was basically like could be anything, so it was like, but again, like I said, it's all of them, because this DA has been going after other people that, that he's trying to make this like a political, not political as in like, but like a political grab for him to like get more power almost, you know what I mean? So he can like show off to people like, oh, look what I'm doing all this cool, liberal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking for like the other ones. I know I saw it. I forgot who I saw it on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but already, man, a lot of people are just like you can't be rich and black in New York, and live a good life. Forget if you're poor. Forget if you're poor and black. I mean, we already know with the whole what is it called when the cops just pull people over, the stereotyping, racial profiling,
Mm-hmm.
Driving while black. Yeah.
Especially in New York, so
that's why I'm not in any rush to have a car.
I mean, having a car is thing. You have to have your own rights and still be able to live your life. The issue is you have to be very careful. And it's funny because Jonathan Majors did a really good job of having receipts, and it still wasn't enough. And what really bothered me was the way they defined some of these charges. So, like the one that that has to a year of jail. was basically they put it all on. Did he forcibly put her back into the van? And
Yeah. Did he touch her? Did he touch
no,
her?
did he? No, did he put? They say did he throw her into the van? And so if he picked her up and they said they placed him in the van, they say yes. Technically he touched her and put her in the van. So that was what happened, and that's why he got that count. And that's how they kind of defended it. But it's the way it was framed. And we were messaging about this earlier, and I said the real shame is going to be when he goes back and he appeals the conviction, and it gets it overturned, and it's too late.
Yeah,
his momentum is gone. His chances of Marvel are gone. All that stuff is going to be gone. It is already gone because Marvel dropped him because Marvel was waiting to see if he was going to be totally acquitted. Like as I said, he would have to be totally acquitted for Marvel to keep him. I said that, and now that they found him guilty on any count, that was going to be the ammunition they need to get rid of him, and that's what happened. And so no, he can appeal the conviction.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, he can.
Yeah.
As Anzo said, he can't. I heard he can from like multiple people and people that are in the law. I think Danny, I know, is like a paralegal. Well, before like old paralegal, you know, but I don't know if she said it. But I heard other people that are like pretty good in the law said like he can. And it's a misdemeanor, so he definitely.
He can, and matter of fact, it said the Battlestar convicted of reckless assault and harassment, acquitted of intentional assault and aggravated harassment, can appeal the conviction. And he said now that he's been dropped from Marvel, why would he do anything else? But go ahead, I want everyone to apologize to me, and then I'm going to sue everybody. But if the idea was to make him suffer by taking money off his plate, then they already succeeded at that. No matter if it gets appealed, no matter if they go back on this and say, oh yeah, no, there's no probable cause by a higher court or appellate court, it won't matter because he's still affected by it. And he'll never be able to get that time or anything back. Those opportunities he can never get back. And that's
what's the headlines? He can win at the end of the day. Now he can get it appealed and get the final W, but you already got all the headlines. And some of them are wrong headlines.
What's crazy is they said Jonathan Majors guilty.
Yeah,
like that is not diving deep into this at all. No, he's guilty on two of the lesser charges that are very much a misdemeanor. One of which would have no jail time at all. The other one, maximum is a year, but there's minimum that you don't even, community service.
Yeah, he ain't getting no jail.
And
I believe it's the reckless assault is the possible jail time.
And what they did is they said basically if he pushed her back into the van, that's the reckless, because she could get hurt by falling in. If he did that, that's reckless assault. Putting his hands on her and pushing her back into the thing. That's what that is.
Yeah. And I think the defense was trying to go after, like, he might have done that, and it's on video that he did it. He didn't do it to the extent that that his I don't want to call her the ex-girlfriend claims that she got tossed like a rag doll or like a football. Like the video showed otherwise. So they were trying to show like he didn't do it that hard. Plus, we don't even think the injuries that she claims happened during that time. So if it didn't happen at that time, and they show all the videos of like she's still out partying, she's writing checks, she's doing stuff with her hands. There's video of, you can see her hands and none of them are bruised, and stuff like that. So it's like, so when did your hand get messed up? And also for me, it's like it's a finger. If somebody's pulling at you and stuff like that, it's usually the whole hand. It's a wrist, it's an arm, it's one finger. Like how many times you grab at somebody and you grab one finger, what I mean? It's like, that's so hard to do, what I mean? And then the way it's bruised and shit, I mean, it looks like she, just from, being in the medical field, I'm not no expert, thing. she fell down. She banged her hand. It was like jammed really bad, and she had a ring on it. So with the ring, and if it gets jammed really bad, like, man, I have fingers look like that from catching a football. I'm sure Brian knows. When you catch that football wrong and that shit hurts.
I don't know. We don't catch footballs in Chicago. I don't know. That's a sore subject. I don't.
That's tomorrow's subject.
That's so. I'm not ready for that yet. But either it's Darnell Mooney, but just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Robert Tunyon.
But the thing that bothers me is like there's so many things that didn't happen. Like they didn't ask for the words that were said on the video. They didn't ask for.
They didn't know. They didn't know they had that option. That's messed up.
And then the fact that the Fitch should have said something, but appellate court, you're not going to go with a jury. You're going with another judge. And a judge is going to be able to say different things and will know what's going on and see those things and then find probable cause. But the problem with Jonathan Majors clearing his name is not going to help him.
Yeah.
And that's
probably peace of mind, for sure, peace of mind, and be more for him, and stuff like that.
I'm suing the hell out of everybody. I'm suing everybody.
I'm just suing the pants off of everyone.
Yeah. I mean, the DA, your PR team, your management team.
I'm suing her. I'm suing England. I'm suing states. I'm suing everybody. Everybody, Marvel, I'm suing everybody.
Yeah, it's rough, man. But like you said, like at the end of the day, it's not going to fix reputation. Like he's always going to be known for like, oh yeah, he. And the thing is, like people are already saying like, oh, he assaulted her. It was like, that's not what the charge was. What I mean? Like it was reckless, assault, which is different than intentional assault. One was accidental and one was purposeful. It's different.
In the way they're going to explain is that in trying to get away from her, he pushed her back into the thing and tried to close the door and run away.
Yeah.
But that's so crazy. And I'm telling you guys, this would not have happened anywhere else but New York, and I think that's a big deal. And the appellate court is. If I'm Jonathan Majors, I'm fighting because I'm trying to get my name back. But this chance of Marvel, the money that he's lost is just sad.
Yeah, it really is. It's really unfortunate. Tank and I were saying before you jumped on, Brian, like think what you will about like the quality of the MCU or his appearances or what they were doing with Kang, but the bottom line is Kang was going to be a mainstay. They had big plans moving forward.
Yeah, and he's an amazing actor, but what hurts is that it feels like it could have been anyone.
Exactly.
That's what worries me. Is that it feels like it could easily be me. It could easily be you. A black man in a situation like that could easily be the same situation. See, happen to anyone, any of us, and that worries me.
Yeah,
and he has proof.
Multiple videos, multiple angles.
Cops coercing the defendant. Like you have all types of proof. Mm-hmm. You went with other people going in to listen to make sure you're not putting your hands on anyone. You're doing all these things, and a normal person won't, and that worries me always. I always say that I'm very thoughtful about what I do, but it seemed like he was pretty thoughtful too, and that didn't stop it. So, worrisome.
I said, Brian. What is it?
Brian's got that. Come on, bro. Look on his face.
Bro. Yeah. Dude, I'm like, man, dude. If you're doing it, if you got all that proof and it's happened to you, man, this is why I give hugs like this. This is why I ain't touching nobody.
The hands face the other way, like
exactly.
Like I ain't grabbing them.
Nope, it didn't happen.
And I keep them behind my back.
Now they can say you did something. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Like that, or like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just high fives. High
Mhm.
fives. Jason said, speaking of anybody, we still got to see what happens with Tenocho Herrera
Yeah.
as well. I don't think there's no charges or anything. It was just somebody coming out and saying something. There was no actual charges from what I understand. But he said, I feel real bad for Majors. It must shook you deep when you're rising and this comes in.
And this comes in. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He's the next big thing, and they're like, I gotcha. You know, and it's sad. And you know what it tells me? It tells me you really gotta be careful about the company you keep.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be extremely careful and not trust everybody. Or basically trust no one.
DTA, man.
And anyone you're going to be in a relationship with, you need to get them to sign a non-disclosure,
sign a waiver,
NDA, non-disclosure agreement. We need to, have all those things. It's almost that serious. So, bro, it's sad. And I saw it, but I saw it coming, and I was hoping I was wrong, but
I think a lot of people in the the community that have been talking about this for the past 2 weeks. I feel like some of them were like, something's gonna pop up just because like we were talking about. There's no black man on the juror.
You're gonna have a jury of your peers. No black people, no black man.
Well, there was one black woman. That was it.
One woman. That was, no black man, and everyone else does not look like you, but it's not your peers. But it is what it is. That's just known.
Yeah.
Don't go to trial.
Yeah.
And if people ask, why do people pay off? Why do you not want to go to trial? Why do you not want to go to court? Makes you look guilty. No, I can't get a fair shake. It doesn't matter what's happening. I can't get a fair shake. So why? Why am I even going to put myself in that situation?
Yeah. It doesn't make you look guilty. It's like you pay somebody, everyone shuts up, NDAs, and then that's it, and then whatever happens in the court, you can have it like locked away kind of stuff, and request that to be locked away, and usually the judge is like, yeah, cool, and then that's it. Like, you don't know what's said or done, it just kind of goes away, which is usually the best case scenario. The
problem with Jonathan Majors was he thought he really didn't do anything. He thought he had all the boxes checked. He thought everything was right. I didn't do anything, so there's no way I'm going to give her money.
I don't know if that was an option. Was that an option?
Well, she didn't press charges. It was the state.
It was the state. Yeah. Because
I would have paid her to not come back.
I know, right?
Oh, really? They said they'll do what? Can you Venmo $10 million?
Yeah.
It's just like,
just that alone still blows my mind. It's like he also presses charges on her to get her arrested. She has the I card. She gets arrested, and then the DA was like, "No, we ain't arresting you." It's like, yeah, but hey, here's all the evidence against her. No, there's no merit. I was like, but he's bleeding. He's got a damaged jacket. Like, you see all the stuff. She's chasing him. That should be also on the same charge of harassment on the second degree. She chased him. That falls under that same category. She could have easily got that as well. She grabbed him.
She did his coat. She tore it. Yeah. He has scratches on his face. What we saw happen, like, we see all these things happening, but that's not good enough. Because
so she could have easily got the same 2 charges he got. Plus, she spent his money.
But
she took his credit card.
But she's a woman, and she's a different complexion. And women have to be protected because there are men that do bad things, that do take advantage of them. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like I'm saying, women should not be a protected class, and we do have to be careful with it. I 100% believe that. I have 3 sisters, my wife, and my 2 daughters. So I believe you do need to be protected because women don't get a fair shake in a lot of things.
Yeah.
But right is right and wrong is wrong. And when someone's doing the wrong thing, I need to say that, because it doesn't seem like you can get a fair shake, and it really puts you in the consideration. Like, Do I really have to be conscious of my complexion all the time? Do I really have to? Because when it goes to the court of law, that can hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
You know what? A great example of that is his ex-girlfriend. She changed her hair color.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, no, I'm not a white girl. She goes, I'm mixed. You know, she played up that was she Iranian, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, she got
did
her
that
dark hair back
afterwards.
Yeah,
She was like,
afterwards.
oh, wait. First I need the charges being pressed, and you to go through with it, and now I want to change that around.
Yeah,
it's no longer
you know,
that.
so she made sure she's like, oh, I'm not gonna be like this, like, you know, like just like this white girl kind of thing. Like he made sure he's like, oh, you know, dyed her hair back, where she wore a lot of browns to make sure to, you know,
bring out the brown in your
compliment her skin.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, she know what she was doing. She's like, no, I can't be this, like, you know, this like blonde, you know, quote unquote white girl. You know, she wanted to be, you know, some more like color, because then it looks favorable in her on her side of it all.
It takes away that idea of this it's about the pigmentation of your skin.
Yep.
And it's a sad thing. If I'm Jonathan Majors, I don't care what the sentencing is, because that happens February 6th. I do not care. I am going after, I'm appealing everything. I am doing whatever it is. And then I could always say, you know, I had more of a mental health problem because of this. My depression and the other stuff that's come from this is, and you try to get your stuff back into good graces of the public eye in that way. But this Marvel gravy train, that's sailed. That's going.
Yeah.
And that was my concern, because I thought Marvel's is not jumping away fast, but they're also not stupid. There's a publicly traded company. They're not stupid. They knew they had to get away from him. And if he wasn't not guilty on all charges, I'm just surprised that it wasn't a hung jury. That did surprise me.
That did too, because like just from hearing from like Danny, like she was hoping, you know, that one black female juror would have been like strong enough to be like, no, you know, so because that would have been a mistrial, and a mistrial would have been perfect.
But we're all holding up for the one person whose pigmentation of their skin is the same as his. Isn't that kind of crazy? Isn't that the problem in itself right there? I'm just saying. I mean, that's the problem. Why are we waiting for that? What we should all just be treated as equals and just regular people, right? That's what it should be more about. We are all human beings. We are under the same law. We are peers just by who we are. But unfortunately, you have to hold on to that one thing, the pigmentation of your skin, and say, yeah, that person has to hold on for all of us. What? It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Danny was hoping like she was the one, you know, but it's crazy because like she recognized it, you know, and she even recognized in the court, you know, and she's like, majority of all the black people in the court were on sitting on his side. You know, even the reporters. I think she said technically she doesn't count as a journalist. I don't think, I could be wrong, but she doesn't write for anybody, so I don't know if she can have like that press pass or whatever. But she said there was only 2 other like actual journalists sitting on her side, you know, and they both were black, and then all the rest were on you know the DA side. You know, so I was like, that alone kind of like huh, okay. You know, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. My question to you guys is, did this make you feel like you shouldn't support Marvel or not go to New York? Does this in any way negatively affect Marvel in your eyes?
I know we were talking about that a little earlier. The knee-jerk reaction is to be like, oh, I'm never watching anything Marvel, screw Marvel. I am very angry at Marvel about this, but at the same time, I saw it coming. I'm not going to lie to myself, and I'm definitely not going to lie to you guys and say, oh, I'm never watching another Marvel product again, because I will. You know, I'm just curious to see how they're going to handle this, because they really backed themselves into a corner with just the plans they were making for Kang. Coincidentally, I was thinking about getting to New York sometime soon. And now,
Be very careful with your company you keep. That's all I want to say. You want to be careful.
yeah, now I'm not so sure. Might just keep it local.
Yeah.
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 I was
Like, I
talking to my wife
never.
that was working at 555 West Harrison in Chicago.
Mm.
This wouldn't happen. This wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, we got some that I missed. Jason said, "Oh, okay, I didn't really follow what was going on with Tadeusz."
It actually kind of slipped my mind until it was just brought up.
That was the point. It's like he didn't say nothing about it. It just she came out and she said what she said, and then it just kind of went away.
And he went
probably.
Yeah, it just fizzled out.
If you know what fair is? Fair is a place where you have riots. It's not. It doesn't matter equality or what you should not get. Fair is just a place where they judge pigs.
He said he says no hugs until he meets Tessa Thompson.
That's me. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, look, I don't know, man. I just got to get a Taika. Hey, let's talk to her real quick.
Yeah, right. You know her really well.
Taika has those sweet talking words, and I'm like, hey, Taika, put in a good word for that.
So, this is a funny one. You remember that Key and Peele skit where he was Obama greeting people? He goes, Brian, you said it.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Don't trust them. Yeah, it's sad. Speaking of experience, they not putting her in jail for that. No.
Yeah.
No. Johnson doing major time.
Savage.
I hope he finds peace in his life and he's able to recover in time. I hope so, man. Like I think like kind of going with what Brian says, like surrounding yourself with people, the right people. And it's not just the right people that like who might not rat you out later, but it's also like when it comes to a relationship, like obviously, in hindsight, you can look at a relationship and like that was a bad relationship. He's not, I mean, the thing is that he was claimed that he was yelling at her in that audio. But yeah, he was upset. Obviously, you just came home drunk with another drunk friend in my house, again, for the house manyest time you've done it, and he's telling her, he's like, you need to be better. You need to have this. And that is kind of like leading into like a big red flag, where she was bad for him. And he's telling her, he goes, you should be like this. And you can't make somebody be like somebody else. She's a party girl. She's going to be drinking a lot, like whether she's an alcoholic, I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation that she needs to deal with her shit. But maybe somebody like Megan Good is what he needs. I mean, I really don't know her.
Well, no, I know this
on a personal level, like stuff
Megan
like that.
Good, she got divorced, right? Her ex-husband, and he was like, they ended. Oh, it was just a dude. He's just a guy. He was like a pastor or whatever. But he was a very good guy. And he said specifically, "Hey, this is probably the most adult divorce that we've ever had. I like her. Just we're not good for each other right now, and that's it. And but she seems like a person that keeps it all in house. Maybe you need that. You want someone that's going to be mature. I will say this though. When I talk about people, watch the people that are around you. I always kind of look at. I don't like this argument, but LeBron James has done it right. LeBron James is the one you need to be looking at because he's been the chosen one, right, for 25 years. But he kept his friends close, and instead of going back into the streets, he upgraded his friends. He's like, no, you're going to law school. You're going to be you don't have your own company. You're going to go do this. You're going to do that. He upgraded the people he trusted the most, and then he married his high school sweetheart. And he heard nothing else about him. He's having a good life, and it's because he kept the people around him the same, and he upgraded them. He didn't go down to let them stay in the streets. He brought them up with him. And I think he is probably the greatest role model that any person, let alone a black man, could ever have. Like, if you want to see how to do it with money, he has shown you how to do it with money. Yeah, I got to commend him. I say he might not be the greatest basketball player of all time, in my opinion, but he sure is the best one to do it with all the expectations placed upon him. I've never seen one do it better.
Yeah. Any athlete, because he comes out here, he's making schools, he's doing that, he's helping people out, like, his actual basketball game, you argue blah 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 whatever, but him as a person and the stuff he does outside of the game with his money,
unmatched.
It's yeah.
Like he's the GOAT of all the possibilities you could have in your life, and he made the best of it.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Yeah. I was having I guess, I don't know if it was an argument or conversation with somebody a little while ago, probably like last year or something like that. And it was right, it was last year because it was right around the BLM kind of stuff. And he was telling me, he goes, oh yeah, but like, you don't see, black people trying to build up the community. I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? And LeBron James was, I for everything you said, I was like, look at everything he's doing. I'm like, yeah, and that's just one person, then there's all the other shit you don't see because they don't want to talk about it.
Russell Westbrook has done more for LA than any governor I've seen. Like, the more things he's done for that community, the way he's giving back, and I'm not a huge Russell Westbrook fan and on the court, but as a person, that dude's amazing. You want to talk about another work done, the things he's done for Atlanta, building these houses for single mothers. Like, there are so many people that give back, so many athletes, so many, Denzel's giving up tens of millions of dollars back to actors. We wouldn't have Chadwick Boseman if we didn't have Denzel. Yeah. Like, there are people that do these things, but they don't get the publicity. They don't get all that stuff because that's not headlines. People don't care about that. It's not sexy.
Yeah. Yeah. Let alone like doing something good is already not sexy. Let alone like a black man or a black woman doing something good for the community. Like, that's no. Yeah, we're not gonna write that. But also, like, having somebody kind of equal to you, what I mean? Megan Good is also an actor. She's also somebody famous. She also understands what it is about, because that's what I was telling a little bit earlier with Brandon, where like his whole like I'm a great man was completely taken out of context. It sounds horrible when you just put it. He goes, I'm a great man. I was like, oh, you sound like a D-bag. But when you put it in the context of like I'm a great man because I need to be a great man for for myself, for me, for the community, for all of us.
Because if I mess it up, it'll affect my entire community.
Everybody. Everybody. And she understands that, obviously, what I mean? Like, as also a black woman, an actress, like, she understands what being in the spotlight is and how it affects a personally, family, community. What I mean? Like, those are the things. And that's the thing, is like, it's so frustrating.
I say she also understands how scandals can affect someone and how to keep private things private. That's huge. Yeah. I mean, once I said she got divorced. None of us know what happened in that marriage. You know why? Because the marriage is between two people, and both people understand it's only between them two. That's a huge bonus, and I'm very happy that we're getting that. And I hope. I usually say pray, but I want this thing to kind of go out the way it is, whatever. But I hope that he gets to experience, a little bit of a comeback. And I hope he knows how to do it the right way, and that he has that opportunity, reaches that opportunity. As of right now, it's just very sad. I'm very sad about the situation and how it was how it happened, how it's been taken care of. And the people that have been part of it, looks shady. It really
does. I saw it coming. I just hoped it wouldn't, but that's wishful thinking.
Yeah. And then a lot of people on Twitter out here blaming Jonathan Major's legal team, and I don't really blame them. I think they did a good job from what I read and understand. Could they have pushed more on certain things? Probably.
They made two mistakes, right? Not telling the jury that they need to ask for the.
I don't think they can. I don't think anybody except for the judge can tell them. I could be wrong, but from what I understood from
No,
a
actually, I'm
previous
pretty sure
case,
you could have a objection, but you could just take that sustained. But I already gave him the information, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta, you do what you gotta do. The DA does it all the time. So
Yeah.
then you have to object to it. Just say what you gotta say, and have we gotta be stricken off it. But now they know.
Yeah. Now they heard it, so now they can ask. Because I believe they have to ask for it. They can't be told it's an option, which already is like fucked up. Like that's like what? Like if you're really about the truth and justice, then you would give everything out that could possibly help. And adding subtitles to a video that is quiet is super helpful. So it's like what?
But no, I think that you got to make decisions and try to do whatever you got to do. And I think the other thing is them opening the door to the text messages, because before that, nothing was going well for the DA. And then doing that, and then having a whole weekend to talk about it and giving Variety and Direct and all those people chances to run with this story, that's when they started to build momentum. And that's why he got convicted in the court of public opinion beforehand. And I know the jury is supposed to be sequestered and not have to worry about it, but it always gets to them. They already know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You look at the reports to see where everyone's standing. You know what's going on. So I'm just they should have done better with those two things. But besides that, they should have won the case.
Yeah. I really look back and what they did and what was said and what was shown. I was like, was that not enough to put doubt? Because all you have to do is put doubt. Exactly. And I'm like, was that not enough to put doubt? Because I'm like, you see the video of him putting her back in the car, and then you see the video of them chasing, and then she stops, and you see her finger, you see her hand, you see her neck. She puts her hair in a ponytail. I'm not sure if it's the right side or not. I don't know, but so I was like, but then she goes out and parties, and it's like, oh, adrenaline. I'm like, adrenaline only lasts for a little bit after the event. Like, what I mean? Adrenaline doesn't last for like 8 hours. Not like that. Not like that. And then eventually your body's gonna be like, hey, we're injured. And your body's gonna be like, hey, this fucking shit hurts. You know what I mean? And she never had that kind of like guarding. So guarding is when you have an injury and you either like tuck it away and stuff. Like you literally, it is what you guard that injury, because you don't want it to get hurt. And you do it subconsciously. It's not like something you kind of do it, but at the end of the day, if something's hurt, you do it subconsciously. You guard your injury, and she didn't do that, So I was like, there was like really even for those two lesser charges, there wasn't enough to put doubt. You're saying without a doubt, he accidentally injured her.
And that's something I would have did in my cross-examination or my closing argument. I would have said, now understand, because it is not the person who brought these charges up, it is the city. You have to be proven. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. No reasonable doubt that anything has changed. And there's nothing that you can say that is here has been proven by beyond a reasonable doubt. It needs to be explicitly explained that way. I don't know if they did. But if it wasn't done, that is a problem. But if they did their job, then can't say anything else.
I think they did their job enough. I really put the blame on the judge. The judge was definitely on the side of the DA, which obviously they usually are. They're on the same team. So the judge kind of striking down certain things, like, oh, you can hear this evidence from this part, but not the rest of it. It's like. Like I said, you take things out of context and you just hear certain words and parts. Shit changes, man. Like it's annoying. It's super, super annoying. And I never really cared about going to New York. And now it's like, I really don't care about going to New York. Like, nah, I'm good. I mean, because one, like the racial profiling was crazy, and I live in Chicago. Like, I've been racial profiled, like hanging out with my Puerto Rican and Hispanic friends, and they're like, "Hey, what you doing? Only white guy around them. You selling drugs, buying drugs? Like what?"
You a
fuck
fall
you,
guy.
man. Yeah, no, I was either the seller or the buyer. It was like I can't just be friends. I was like, so yeah, this shit's fucked up. So
I'm telling you, this came at an appropriate time when I was considering going to New York for a few days just for fun.
yeah,
That fun will turn to something else, man. I don't know.
I've been in New York 3 times.
Hey, stay in Brooklyn, bro.
Don't go to Manhattan. Retire. Oh, we got to watch that one.
No, I actually watched it. It was very interesting.
Retirement Plan.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, the retirement plan. I watched it. I watched it with my wife.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, all day today, like since I got to work in the morning, shortly after Dr. Hines went live, and Cat Chill, Dre was on there, so I watched him, and he went until YouTube said you're done. You can't stream more than 8 hours. I believe he streamed for like 8 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was interesting, because he didn't want to miss the verdict live. So, and I watched it with them, and I saw Chill's initial reaction. He was on live with him. I saw Cat. I believe Dre Mac was on there, but I remember Chill. and I remember him just going quiet, and kind of taking it all in, and it sucks. It sucks, I'm playing in New York this June for Copa America.
Hey, just watch who's around you, man. Watch who's around you, and I think, and always think like someone's trying to get you.
Yeah.
Just don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Waiting for the Amber Heard memes. They were kind of coming out a little bit with his ex-girlfriend, but nothing too much. Because I'll talk about like laundry, like airing laundry out to the whole world. Like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp was just like, they were just back and forth. Well, you did this. Well, you shit on beds. Well, you do that. You're an old man. It's like, what the fuck? I think Jonathan Majors did the right thing by not taking the stand. Yeah. But yeah, I don't blame his team. I think it was a lot on the judge, because the DA wasn't doing a good job. They really weren't. Even their witnesses wind up being on the side of Jonathan Majors. And that's the whole thing. Like they called the driver was a prosecutor witness, I believe. Like Chloe was a prosecutor witness. All of those people came out and were like, nah, it wasn't Jonathan Majors. He wasn't the problem. Way back in the day. So yeah. So again,
it's just crazy because I'm just reading about it. It's like before making the verdict, the jury also asked to review the surveillance footage as well as the testimony from the woman who attended the nightclub with Jabari after the assault. It seems like some of them believe that something nefarious was up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but they were convinced by the other ones.
Yeah. Even Danny said 1 and 3, juror 1 and 3 were going to be the problems, and she said it looked like they were, because she said juror number 1 was the spokesperson or the foreperson, said guilty before they could even finish reading the second charge, right? And then giggled when she had to repeat herself because she didn't finish. And then number 3 nodded. That's what Danny said. So
yeah, that's terrible.
And she was in the court. Yeah. So I know I said it earlier, but yeah, the things that got brought in today before they went into deliberation, or they came back from deliberation, they wanted the notes, the reread of charge 4, which again is super vague. Harassment in the second degree. Which the DA put that on there because they're like, you ain't getting away from that one. Because it's so vague that
how the heck you get away? And that's the one I thought they were going to get. He was going to get caught up on.
Yeah, I know that's what you're saying because it's so vague. It's so easy. It could be anything. You know what I mean? It could be you can say something, you can do something, you can just Yeah.
It could be any type of manipulation, because that's what that text message will come in for that charge. If you manipulate it, any type of domination or anything, any type of control of what someone wants to do, no matter if it impedes on your own thing, on your own rights. Like, that's why that one was so terrible to even bring up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have no truth. You have no proof of it, so you bring up other stuff that could almost be used to talked about it, even though that has nothing to do with the situation at hand. I don't know.
Yeah. So they wanted a reread of that charge, the replay of car 1 surveillance, which is what you said, which is when he put her back in the car, and then the Chloe's testimony of the club and the ice and icing the finger. So when I saw those 3 together, I was like, you just gave the answer right there away.
It was one juror that said, "Look at all these things. It is exactly what we're saying right now."
Yeah, he put her in the car. She had to ice her finger because it was hurt. So yeah, and I was like, damn. I remember reading that, and I was like, I don't like it. So
what can you do? What can you do? I don't know. I'm frustrated, but I'm just very frustrated. But we can't harp on it anymore. Just kind of got to say, okay.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was prepping myself to be frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I was watching a lot of people today, and I think Dramac on his own channel, he was getting a little worked up for sure. He's getting a little worked up, a little heated. And I get it, because you start talking about these things and you're just like, especially like, being a black man, and he said he had kids. I didn't know he had kids. He had like older kids too, like teenagers, I think he's at 16 or 19 or something like that. And then you worry. He even said, you start worrying about your kids, because then you start figuring like, damn, what if it was them? What if that, and then that's a whole nother thing, man. And I never experienced that until like now, having a kid, and it was like, oh, I I'll do this or I'll do that. But then when it's your kid, you're just like, it puts it in a different perspective, and it's almost like a helplessness, because it's like you versus the system, and the system always wins, and
especially when the system's against you. Because I will always say, as a black man, like I have a wonderful father. Like, my father is one of the greatest people I've ever known, and he many times we've had many conversations where, like, you have to have a talk with your black son. And he tells me that I've had to have this talk, and someone had to have this talk with me, and this is just what it is, because you're going to be seen as different. You're going to be tried as different. You're going to go through things just because who you are and how you look. You're going to be in situations that will not be fair, no matter what. So you get arrested, you get pulled over by the police, you pull your stuff out, you put it on your dashboard, you show your hands, you say, yes, sir, no, sir. There's rules of engagement when you're a black male. That's just what it is. If you do not follow your rules of engagement, something bad can happen to you. Don't believe me? Look at all the past interactions. I've been pulled out of my car at 16 years old after a football game because I went into the wrong town. Pulled out of my car and asked to sit on the curb because my dad did so well that he had a nice car, and they believe I couldn't afford to be in this car. So they pulled me out. So, like, literally, that's happened to me at 16 years old, right after I had the conversation with my dad. And my dad prepared me for it. This is what happens. This is what happens to us in America. So it is very frustrating. It is very worrisome, because you have two type of worlds, and people don't know about this world. There's so many of my friends, because I like everybody. Like, I'm very into multicultural, everyone. Like, I think good people are good people no matter what, and bad people are bad people no matter what. So I'm going to surround myself with good people no matter who they are. But the people that aren't black that I talk to have no idea about these. This is something that has to happen. That happens all the time to young black men around the age of 15. You have to have these conversations, because the rules of engagement, you are no longer seen as a little boy. You're now seen as a possible threat. And I have to teach you about how you have to go about it. And This is the case. When we had to talk about girls, you talk about the birds and the bees. No, you have to talk about you are a man, you are a black man, and if you're dealing with someone who's not maybe not black, or maybe does not have your same situation, or maybe that doesn't have your same temperament, you better act this way.
Mm.
That is a conversation that's had to be had, not because of any situation I ever put myself in. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's shocking to some people when I say that, but I'm just saying, literally, this is what happens. And it has to happen because of how America is. You know? And I will say, because I am on both sides, as a father of 2 black females, I have to talk to them about certain things.
Mm.
Never go, anywhere, when you don't have someone to support you. Always watch and look behind you. Never walk on the street alone. So there are reasons why we do have these other laws, and that's why I understand why the laws are there. But when it's treated unfairly and when it's used to prosecute someone who is not guilty the way that the law was intended, it's very frustrating. So I have to see both sides of it, and I do. I think I see it pretty clearly, and I think I see pretty clearly what it is and how they're using it in this situation.
Yeah, that like being used, I think, is a good thing, because the DA used the ex-girlfriend. Like, like she's supposedly the victim according to the prosecutor. But I'm like, but you're using her. You're using her because you can get publicity, you can get this certain narrative you want told. You know what I mean? So you're using her. You know what I mean? Like, and it started off with the cops with 19 no's, and then they finally got a yes, kind of thing. Started off there, and then just built up to where now it's not even. It was the DA's assistant. She's the one running the whole show. The DA never even showed to court. Alvin Bragg, or his name, Alvin Bragg, never even showed up to court. Not once. It was always the DA assistant, or the assistant ADA, or whatever.
District Attorney.
Yeah, the ADA. So, like they used her to get him, and they
knew what they were doing.
Yeah, but yeah, man. It's
infuriating, it's maddening, and it's facts. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. If you guys got anything else.
Now it's 11 o'clock. I think we're gonna kind of change the narrative now. Let's do something to talk to us about something different, so I don't get angry.
I'm saying, well, let's talk about this little white boy that came over and and won the day no matter what.
But magic.
Yeah. Well, I know, Brandon, you didn't watch Wonka.
Oh,
yeah. Had a busy weekend, unfortunately. Yeah. Couldn't lay aside the time that I wanted to go see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you want to wait and review it, or you just want?
Yeah, we can wait. I mean, I have no problem, but I do understand that, guys. We got a lot of stuff coming up. As far as Marvel comes like right now, we got What If is going to come out soon.
Yeah,
it sure is. I'm looking forward to that.
So it's like, I will say this. I do want to say this one last thing. I asked you guys, what do you think about Marvel? I'm not mad at Marvel. Not in this situation.
Well, you can't be, you know their image. And I think we all saw this. Like I said, we all kind of subconsciously saw this coming, and they probably had already made their decision, and they were just biding their time to announce it.
They said, if you're not guilty, then we'll keep you. If you're guilty, we gotta get rid of it. And you know what? That's a business decision. And I'm not mad at someone for staying by me and keeping a business decision at that point. I no longer care. If you have to do that, that's fine. You're going by the same rules of engagement that anyone else would. So I'm not mad at them for doing that. If they would have did it beforehand, then I would have had a problem. But if
right off the bat,
and the fact that they went all the way to sentencing, I'm okay.
Or the verdict.
Yeah.
They went out to the verdict.
Yeah, it was nice that they weren't as reactionary as like all the other people and organizations that had dropped him. before anything was even proven. But yeah, my initial reaction was to be a little angry at Marvel, because I was looking forward to seeing him as Kang, and like the other variants of Kang. And then at the same time, I was like, once I kind of calmed down, I was like, yeah, I saw it coming. I knew this was going to end up happening.
And
So
people talking about loyalty. I know, like Danny, I'll bring her up a lot. Danny Does Law put something out like about who's willing to give up their Marvel addiction. When are we going to stop spending our time and money with businesses that have zero concern or loyalty to us, that see us dispensable? I mean, yeah, I get what she's going at, and I get what people see that, especially if you're part of the recast, movement, like, oh yeah, you're just like, get rid of this black character, now get rid of this black actor, but kind of going back to what Chill said too, it's like, whenever they're going to recast or reboot or redo Kang, he was going to be a white guy again,
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
there's that, so it's like whatever, but it's also you're asking loyalty from a company, and not just a company, one of the biggest companies in the world. Like, what is one thing I learned early on in my working, life? They don't give a shit about you, man. Companies at the end of the day, yeah, unless you're a private owner, even then you're kind of like, if you're
they still have the
worry about the money.
It's the public that you have to worry about. So it's still follow the money trail. You'll find your answer, and that's just how things go. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I'm not shocked. Oh no, that happened. Yeah, I'm not shocked. This is what it is.
Yeah, definitely not shocked. And I was, again, kind of surprised they kept them for this long. Like you said, they didn't drop them right away. They waited. And I really, really wonder if Kevin Feige reached out to Jonathan Majors and told him, this is the deal, man. If this happens, then this happens. If this happens, then this happens.
And if Feige says this is above my head, this is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what happens. This is what you're gonna have to do. Just what it is. It's part of our entire company, because this ESPN, it's ABC, it's Disney, it's all of them.
Yeah.
For the company,
it's above Iger's head, Bob Iger's head. It comes out to the shareholders. You know what I mean? Like, the shareholders want money, and then you start seeing all these articles, headlines, and then the next headline's got to be Disney fires Jonathan Majors. I knew that was going to happen right away. I didn't think it was going to be this right away. I thought it was going to be at least a day, but damn, 30 minutes, so they that's why, exactly what you said, Brian, they knew, if this is the outcome or if this is the outcome, they had a little,
they had two press releases.
Yep, ready to go.
They had A button or a B button. They're like, B. That's it.
Yeah.
It's enough. That was it.
Yeah. Well, Professor said, I'm annoyed with content creators who are pushing the he is an abuser narrative.
It's easier to say that way because you can see how it's easy to depict someone that way.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, that's not what the jury said. The jury said he did not abuse her, that he unintentionally hurt her, because he was trying to get away from her. Like, that's what the jury said by the verdicts, because he didn't intentionally do it. If he didn't intentionally do it, then you're not an abuser, because abuser does it intentionally. You know what I mean? He did it by accident, accidentally, recklessly, by trying to get away from her. You know what I mean? So, he's not an abuser, and the jury said so. It just, they could have been just done altogether with it, but they're just gonna see assault, and then that's it. Assault and harassment. That's all I've seen. It's not harassment in second degree, and it's not reckless assault.
It's just guilty. That's all you've seen.
That's all.
Dr. Major is guilty.
Yep. How many charges did he start off with?
It was like 13. Because
he started with 4. No, he has 4 now. Right before the trial, he had 8, and then they dropped 8. They dropped 4 right away, right off the bat. And then he had the strangulation, which got dropped right away. Like he probably had maybe like 15, 13, somewhere around there, like total, and it came out to 4, and he still got just the 2 of the weakest, absolute weakest. So, but we don't look at that, because it's 2 out of 13. That's 11 different charges they either dropped or he got not guilty on. But that's not important, right? Let's not talk about that.
No, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find out exactly how many charges it was. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was in the double digits. I know that for sure. But like I said, right before the trial, even Chill made a video about it, about them dropping half the charges. So that's 8. That's 8 right before the trial, and they dropped 4. So yeah, it's right around 13, I think, if not more, maybe 15.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 13 and 15.
Yeah. Yeah, but but the biggest one, the strangulation. She's showing off her neck, but yet, like that's not a charge. So I don't know. I don't get it. Here we go. By the way, guys, I started watching Reacher season 1.
So Reacher's really interesting. That's dude, he is. I believe him as more as Reacher. I look at him, I'm like, yeah, he could probably do that. I can see you knocking someone through a wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were thinking with Tom Cruise. No disrespect to Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise. I think he's the man, but him as Reacher was just like, come on.
He can run really, really, really fast. Or he at least looks like he can run really, really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. But I started, I think I'm on episode like 2, almost done with 2 of season 1, because I do want to watch it because everyone's saying season 2 is awesome.
Yeah, I got through the first 2 episodes and really liked them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get through the third. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this show. It's really read the books, Brandon. But if
whoa, Brandon doesn't care about all the information where it came from. He don't care about that.
Source material.
No source material matters with Brandon.
But yeah, I prefer Alan Richson. Like he just really embodies Reacher more than much as I like Tom Cruise. They were fine as well. The first one was fine as a movie. The second one was kind of trash. But as Jack Reacher movies, it's a big no for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to see Alan Richson finally getting more recognition, because obviously, like a lot of people, the things that I was introduced to him as was when he was Aquaman on Smallville, and then of course when he was Thad on Blue Mountain State.
Oh man,
yeah. He was in Hunger Games.
He was in Hunger Games.
He was in the Titan show. He was
in the
great in the Titan show. He was,
he was in the Bay produced TMNT movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot that he was in.
I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he a voice too, or was he just the body?
He voiced Raph too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You should see that interview with him. I think it was like on Sway or something like that, where he was talking about how miserable an experience he had making those movies.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's good to see him like finally get his flowers, because he is a pretty solid actor, and I really like him as Reacher.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a fun show.
Yeah, because I'm on episode 4 of season 1. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, season 2 people are loving it, but there's been a movement that I saw probably start yesterday. Is people want him to play Batman in the James Gunn universe.
He's too big.
That's why they're like, he could be, because they're already going an older Batman, because we're getting Damian,
We're
So
getting
give us
Damian.
that version of Ben Affleck kind of Batman, the older, beefier,
Dude,
ruthless Batman.
He's even bigger. No, he's like Punisher. That's like if Batman was Punisher, he's too big. Like Ben Affleck is 6'4", 240 pounds. That's fine.
Mhm.
And he will be too small. And he's too small compared to what this guy is.
Yeah,
That's just
this dude, I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see it because
I'd be fine with it.
I like
I don't
his,
see him being very ninja-like, guys.
No, but that's the opposite. Hey, you're not the ninja Batman. You're old, so now you're brutal and freaking head bashing. Batman.
If it's a Batman who's like been around the block, I'd be good with it.
Then why do you need Punisher? Like, I mean, just saying, like that just doesn't. That's not the same character. Oh my god.
Do you want a tiny Batman? Do you want like a Christian Bale Batman again?
No, but I wouldn't mind. Was it Jensen Ackles? I wouldn't mind that. Mm-hmm. I think that would be. I mean, he's already been voicing it in the other things, so like I wouldn't mind him.
Yeah,
I think he fits Batman in the idea of older Batman more. That makes more sense to me. Not just putting the Hulk in a Batman costume. And, I'm gonna throw you through the wall. Like that's not Batman.
I gotta say though, with the Reacher, especially I've been watching a lot of clips. I get so many freaking clips, Instagram reels and shit like that. I think Alan Richardson is a better actor than Jensen Ackles.
Hush it.
Yeah, he's a lot more versatile. No, I can agree with that. I'm
sorry. I love him. I love Jensen Ackles. Love him.
Yeah.
Brian,
he
left.
He's proven himself to be more versatile, Tank. I agree with you.
If in like 10 minutes Brian like comes into my scene and like pulls me away for talking crap about
if you go from Thad to Raph to Hawk to Reacher,
yeah,
they're all very different characters. So yeah, I can agree with that. You know who
just Thad to Reacher. I was like, how is this
just
the same
Thad
person?
to Reacher? Yeah,
how's this the same person?
You know who I would what DC character I wouldn't mind seeing Alan Richardson as also, if not Batman. I'd buy him as Shazam. I'd buy him as Shazam if he dyed his hair black. I'd be good with that too.
Yeah. You don't need the fake bodysuit.
He doesn't need the fake bodysuit. He's already proved with Blue Mountain State, he can basically be a man child.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll be back.
I heard his feelings. Talking about Jensen Ackles. Remember, I love Jensen Ackles, man.
Jensen Ackles is great. Jensen Ackles is great. But yeah, I agree. Alan Richardson is a better actor.
There you go. Sorry, Brian.
Wrong.
I voted.
You're wrong. Take it back. Dirty men.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
You're wrong.
I can't do.
Everyone who loves Supernatural, I want you to go and find these two. Find them.
I love Supernatural.
No. You're not allowed to. You're kicked out of a fan club from now on. You're out. That's it. Done.
Batman being emotionless is a misconception. Yeah, there's versions of him in a lot of times where he's like kind of goofy and jokey and stuff like that. So I like it. Usually in a lot of the animated films, his little one-liners are like the best. Like the best. So yeah. We say Mr. Bale showed up and they told him he had to lose muscle. That's true. Yeah, he couldn't fit in the suit. So
you want to get a guy who's 8 times bigger?
Yeah, because we're not dealing with Batman 1. We're dealing with Batman, been around the block.
It doesn't matter. He's going to be the same size as The Rock. You can't like put other people out there next to him that's going to make it look anything believable.
Doesn't that go with exactly what you always argue? He's just a man. So he has to be the peak man if he wants to fight Superman.
That's the Hulk. That's Superman. I don't need him to fight because he's a regular dude. It don't matter how big he is. You're not going to beat Superman in strength. You're going to get punched in the face by Superman with his finger and get knocked out. That's not what you do. You need to be a smart man. You need to be a menacing person, but you don't need to be the biggest person. You don't need the size of a mountain.
I do like the idea of a Batman who actually looks like he can hurt you. So,
Ben Affleck
I'd
can
be
hurt you, but you don't need to be that big. Like you don't have to be 260 pounds and look like you're working out for Mr. Universe. That doesn't make sense.
Ben Affleck did look pretty big. He wasn't Alan Richardson big, but he still looked pretty big.
How big is Ben Affleck?
Mhm.
Ben Affleck is 6'2". Alan Richardson is 6'3".
Yeah, Ben Affleck is he's a decent sized dad bod guy. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean he got bulky for he put on a lot of muscle for when he did Batman.
Yeah, he did.
You know, so
Mhm.
but he's got a different build though. When he puts on muscle, he just gets bulky. He doesn't get like 18 pack and just a monster of a person. Because I typed in Alan Richardson, it's that one picture that we all see where he's just like muscles on his muscles and his abs got abs.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but I wouldn't mind, man. I would not mind because you could tell him like, hey, lose a little bit of muscle.
On camera, he's even gonna be even bigger. Like
He wouldn't need a fake bat suit.
No, you wouldn't be able to put him in a back suit.
That's why I like Ben Affleck. Yeah, but Ben Affleck by the end, like for me, like it seemed like he was done. Like I don't want to be here. It
don't matter. Ben Affleck is the best actor of anyone who's played Batman besides Christian Bale. Like Christian Bale might be a better actor, but I think Ben Affleck's a better actor. I'm gonna say Ben Affleck's a better actor even than Christian Bale.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I mean,
No,
there's no doubt he's a better director. There's no doubt he's a better director. There's like that's not either go out anything. I'm gonna say Ben Affleck's a better actor.
Nah,
I don't know, man.
I got Christian Bale's a better actor.
Yeah.
Ford and Ferrari. What's the other one where he would like lost a bunch of
The Machinist.
He's a better method actor because Ben Affleck is not stupid. It's not going to just lose 1,000 pounds and go down to 85 pounds. You know, he's not stupid. He's just not. Why would I do that? I already won all these awards. Why do I need to do this?
I think Christian Bale is a better actor. I gotta put that up there. I mean, I like Ben Affleck. Don't get me wrong.
I love Affleck.
Between when he does a Good Will Hunting and then Gone Girl and like he has he has pretty good range, man. I don't know. I don't think Christian Bale doesn't do it for me all the time. Like I feel like he really only has one lane. What he did in Argo. Like we can just go through multiple layers of what he was. He's done amazing things. So I don't know. I don't know.
I see what Ben is up there though. Ben is up there though. Oh, yeah, he's great. The Rich guy would still be better than that pissing Patson. they're different, but that's the difference. You know, he's year two. He's year two Batman. You know, I want to see a true version of the Dark Knight Returns. You know
How can you be Batman? You lived in the gym. Like when do you go to when do you work out? Like when do you have time to work out like that and get rest to get bigger? Like when does that happen? What? Because you don't sleep at night, you don't sleep during the day, and you work out and drink protein shakes all morning. I don't understand. I don't like. He got his pre-workout and stuff when he's drinking. You know, at night it doesn't make sense. No, whatever. You guys go ahead and do it. No.
I'm trying to process what I just heard right now.
It's too much.
This is the Batman I want to see. Which I'll give Ben Affleck did a great version of something like this. You know, but I want to see this. I want to see big brooding Batman that's over it. You know, that's what I want to see. You know,
Hulk smash. No, I don't need that about Batman.
imagine because as you get older, you get slower. You know, but you can still stay strong. So
And
Yeah,
you get
if
that
also
big by
one of my
how?
favorite.
I don't know.
You know, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
but
see.
they're in talks with him. I doubt he'll get it. You know, but sad as Batman.
That is Batman.
That's the acting range, man. That's the acting range. You know,
Is
but
that really range? All right, whatever.
where is that really range? You go from being a goofball, you know, which
Yeah.
is always fun to do because a goofball you can be a full on like there's no like limit.
Yeah.
You can just be fully goofy, which
he was essentially Stifler on
You
Blue
know
Line
what?
State.
You guys, you convinced me. I now know The Rock is the greatest actor of all time. I now know that too. I've got it. That's range. That must be range too.
No.
I got what you guys
See
are
what the
saying.
Rock
I
you saying the
totally
Rock is
got
the
what
Rock.
you guys.
But
No,
then
no,
you
no, no,
go
no.
watch Reacher.
We could go ahead and see
And he's
him.
a different person.
He was a different person in
Yeah.
WWE. We could see him in like it's whatever.
I don't get what you're saying, man, because like Alan as Thad and then Alan as Reacher are like how is this the same person? That's range. Like how are you this person? Like how can you do both of these things where like now you're like
anyone
this
could be
perfect
goofy and then brooding. Like I don't know, like that is not this huge.
Tell the Rock
like it's a
that.
different person. Like it's not.
Tell Vin Diesel, The Rock,
The Rock,
Jason Momoa.
No, Rock hasn't done a great job, but he did it, and he did other movies when he's done kiddie movies where it was very loving and very home. Like he's done those type of things. So just because you guys don't watch them doesn't mean it didn't happen. So
no, that's what I'm saying. Like being goofy is always easy to do because it's easy. You know, like you're able to be goofy because it's easy. You know,
and then when he did in Ballers. Then when so he went from there to what he did in Ballers, which is totally different and was very brooding and was very realistic and very menacing and almost scary. So like I don't agree with you.
I still saw The Rock.
That's not
I still saw The Rock as much as it was.
Because
he's
The Rock. Doesn't matter what he is, he's always going to be that. But he didn't act like The Rock in Ballers, not even a little bit. He acted like was it Dwayne Johnson, the ex-football player. Yes, he was definitely that, but he was brooding. He was calculating. He was menacing in a lot of ways. Like he was. I mean, if you watch Ballers, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah. Dude, he was good in Ballers.
He was great. He was great. It's not the same person, so that's why I don't.
No, it's still the same person. Him in Ballers is still The Rock.
It's not the same as him and being in that, and then being in
the way he talked, the way he holds himself. Yeah, it's still the same. It's still the same.
I think you guys just haters.
I love The Rock though, man. I love everything he's in.
You can't say that. I want to bring back all these things you guys say about the Rock, and they say I love The Rock. No, you guys, no.
I like The Rock. He just needs to start playing characters other than himself. Black Adam could have been awesome, you know, if he were interested in playing Black Adam, but he was only interested in playing The Rock and taking over the DC universe. That was his whole end game. That was his whole goal.
If he had something and judge it,
we could like something and judge it.
Because you're saying that what he did in Black Adam's the same as what he did in Ballers. That's bullshit.
Is it though?
Bullshit.
Is it though?
Yeah, I'm kind of.
It really is. Bullshit. It really is. Now, what he did in wrestling and we did Black Adam, yeah, that's kind of the same thing.
But both are goofy. One was not supposed to be goofy.
That was the same thing.
Yeah.
No.
I don't watch any soccer, man. Sorry.
No, I don't watch soccer. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, the witness of the best one on soccer horse.
Argentina, I think FIFA a little bit, or I really don't watch soccer. There you go. Messi finally won the World Cup. Nice. Damn, he hasn't won one. I thought he had one.
That was last year, man. Before he left. Yeah, before he left, went to the MLS.
Yeah. But oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, The Rock is gonna do. He's gonna try to be different in that A24 UFC biopic. That's gonna be gonna be the one because I think he really wants to prove that he's like a real like good actor that like an A24, especially with something like this. I think he could show it where he could actually take advantage of having that experience and then take that ballers kind of like things because then you're like not fully a character, but you kind of are still even in the UFC, but you're able to take that seriousness of like what he showed in Ballers. And yeah, and I know he's a big UFC fan.
Wow.
Too, so. Marker.
Breaking Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty are officially renamed to Eternity War.
Eternity War.
Yeah.
Eternity. Frigging. No comment.
Eternity War.
Where'd you what source is that from?
I'm just watching it from Everything Always right now. He said he just got it from from Marvel.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
It's already up there though. So like put it and look for images. It's already there.
Yeah, I'm looking that up myself right now.
Yeah.
It's already there.
See, because I know like they were just gonna, from what I heard this like earlier today, that they were just gonna reference it as Avengers 5, but I'm like they never number their things. So
yeah, it's Everything Always breaking. Avengers 5 now played Eternity War.
let's see.
I'm looking for it.
That was
I don't like that name.
I don't think I like it that much either.
It seems like just like a rip off. Like, oh, we're just ripping off Infinity War.
We're going to rip off ourselves.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, usually the do everything everywhere is
he's
pretty good
because he's clear. He's pretty much in with Marvel.
I'm looking for it. I can't seem to find it. I see. I saw this one article that they were talking about making Secret Wars a two-parter and it being Secret Wars Part 1. I'm still looking for the Eternity War.
The Breaking Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty officially renamed Avengers Secret Wars New Villain. Breaking Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty renamed Avengers Secret Wars New Villain is now retitled to Eternity War. It was released a minute ago.
Oh damn.
1 minute ago.
1 minute ago.
Yes. Summer of 2029.
2029.
Yeah.
So I got slapped with a 3-year delay too.
Also, I mean, this is not 5. This is 6, right?
Oh,
that'd be
6.
Secret
this would be
Wars
6,
then, right?
Yeah. So
because 5 is King, and then after that is
because they're right now 5 is just 5.
I'm not seeing anything from Deadline Hollywood Report. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either.
So yeah, look at go to Everything Always. I was just listening into it right now.
Yeah, I see his little thing that popped up.
It's literally been not 3 minutes.
I see this from like a while ago from BGR. The Eternity Wars and other MCU movie titles surfaced after Secret War leak. So it was like possible other names.
Everyone's saying, bro, I thought he had enough evidence that they were going to say he's innocent.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it should have been.
Yep.
So Avengers 5 is still up in the air. So they're saying it's Avengers 6.
Why would they change it? I mean, you can still do Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret Wars kind of seem safe.
Or they're going towards a different villain, so that's why they're trying to stay away from it.
Mhm.
How do you do that? Like, I mean, Kang is still there, or do they just not reference him again? So, like, he went to the into the stone, and they're just going to not reference it again and just say no.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what me
like
and Brandon were talking earlier. It's like they tied it up in Loki.
Yeah, but I'm saying even with Ant-Man and Wasp, I mean, really, he's still there. Or they're
I
just
mean,
gonna
not
say
really.
he wasn't there.
He
Just
died. He
he's dead.
lost. That's it.
Dead.
He's dead. He's dead. You know, and then you could say like the TVA is hunting all the other kings,
And they're killing them
and
all off.
yeah,
Wow.
like just wipe their hands off. We're done.
And no more King. All right. That's interesting.
hey guys, give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah.
Better than me just leaving. Say something else about Jensen Ackles. Let's see.
I mean, if he does play Batman, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna sit there like, oh, they should have.
He's already played Batman. That's what my point.
Yeah, live action. I mean, he's played Red Hood too on voice actor. I would love to see him as Red Hood though. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But if you do him as Red Hood, you need to get a real old Batman.
I was like,
at that point,
he's
you need to get
already
a real old
45.
Batman. Yeah, you need to get a real old Batman. Haven't seen anything official yet. Besides, he's the only
Besides
one.
him,
Yeah.
He's an insider. So
Yeah, give it a couple more minutes and see. Yeah, that would be a weak way to end the character. Yeah, but then I mean, it's also an easy way to end the character. Just be like, that's it. You know, he remains is dead. King, you know, the only other king we got was from Ant-Man. He died. You know, Loki took over the timeline, so he remains is gone. And you could have brought him back and had him become the big bad guy, but with the way it ended was kind of, yeah, there you go. That's the end of that. And just move on.
Man, I don't like it.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, like, Kang never became the big bad guy, you know, and you can't be a big bad guy if you lose every single fucking time.
That's
Every
their
time you're on
fault.
screen, you lose.
He should have won every single one of those. He should have won.
Yeah. Here, Jason Entertainment said, I think The Rock is a solid actor. I think he has been too comfortable in doing the same thing over and over, kind of like Sandler. Yeah, kind of. Oh my God, exactly like Sandler. That is, he is good and he wants to and doesn't want to make easy money.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he wants to. But yeah, when he wants to and doesn't want to make easy money or wants to make easy money. The Rock could easily make easy money. Easily. Like, and he does. You know, just.
Yeah. No, but he's also smart about it. He owns his own production company. He has his own, he makes the movies himself. He has all that stuff. He owns a lot of it. He's being very smart about how he's building his brand. So
yeah, he's more of a brand nowadays, more than anything. Which nothing wrong with, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you've proven yourself capable of playing characters when you want to. Like, it's okay to be an actor sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Profess said Reacher season 2 is good so far. Oh yeah, they canceled Warrior. That's it.
Yeah, I did.
Season 3 is done.
See that.
Yeah. And I started looking, I'm like, why? I'm like, everybody loves this show. And from what I heard, a lot of people were like, that's what happens when you wait like 4 years in between seasons. Like people forget. And then even though the show's great, you just like, shit, why did it take so long to get the next season? And you're kind of over it, which sucks. So
what if they have Deadpool kill Kang? They add them to it too. Like, yeah, you know what? Deadpool killed him too.
But what version of King is left? You know, I guess the ones from the post credit. Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be
He was
terrible.
like, or if they do it off screen, which is like the worst, it's like, oh man, there was like this Coliseum of all the same dude. I just blew them all up. Like if that's how it ends. Like,
What they could do is they create Battle World. They bring in Doctor Doom. They create Battle World. They say what's it called? All the timelines finally break. Incursions happens and kills all the rest of the timelines. There's only one world, and only these characters are left. And you could just assume that he died off, and all his variants died off because there's only this one world, and he's not on it.
Yeah, yeah. But I honestly think that's it. We saw him lost on TV and on Disney Plus and on the big screen. So there's like, yep, that was it. King lost. We're done. So, damn.
Sucks.
Yep. We said, for example, Batista has been doing some great work, and he's been trying different projects. He's slowly building that career. So I hope we see that The Rock is something that he will shine.
The problem with The Rock is that he's so big. He's already the highest paid actor in all Hollywood. He doesn't need to go back and figure out his acting chops and all that stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
He's like, for what reason?
Like I said, if A24 does something good with him with this that UFC biopic, I guess he'd be good. And A24 has been making bangers. They mean, like, it's insane how great all their movies have been.
I will say this though. Will Smith, they used to say that about Will Smith. No matter what he does, he always is Will Smith. And then he made Ali. And then he made movie after movie after movie. And sometimes it happens when you're so big that you can't see the character anymore. You only see the man.
Yeah.
And and that can happen to you. So
yeah. It took him a while to kind of break that ceiling he kind of made for himself, because he was Fresh Prince. He was Will Smith, that's who he was, and then like you said, Ali did it. Concussion, was it Concussion?
Was it 7 pounds? That was
7 pounds. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. 7 pounds. That's where him and his son, right, are like living in
no, that's
that was Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. 7 pounds is when him and
he cries a lot.
Rosario Dawson, and she needed a new heart, and he ended up killing himself and giving her his heart. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
And
yeah. So we see, and then talking about comebacks, he's gonna have a comeback too. He's already had a comeback. No. He's like scheduled for like 3 movie releases, and
Bad Boys is gonna be a great movie to watch.
Wow, damn! Hunger Games gets released on VOD tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah. They just now bringing back True Detective, and the last season was like 20. Yeah.
But
each True Detective is like a different story, right?
It's an anthology.
It's anthology. There you go. So you're able to get away with stuff like that.
Yeah, I it was what, almost a 4-year break between season 2 and 3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this time we had COVID, we had a bunch of other things that were contributing factors. So, I prefer they kind of waited and hopefully planned it to where it's like up to par rather than them just kind of shitting it out sideways, because that's what they did with season 2. And season 2 was okay, but it wasn't nearly as good as season 1 or 3.
So yeah, season 1 was awesome.
Season 1 was freaking incredible. Season 2 was okay, and then season 3 was a return to form, I thought.
Which was your favorite one?
Oh, season 1. Easily season 1. Season 1. Season 1 was incredible.
I don't know.
But I really liked season 3. I thought that was going to be like a career resurgence for Steven Dorff, because he was really good in season 3. And Mahershala Ali, who's great in everything.
So good.
Yeah. I don't know. Season 2 was kind of weird. I don't know where they were trying to go with
Yeah,
that, but
I didn't watch season 3 because of season 2, and then I just kind of that was it.
I
season
think
3 was awesome.
I think I like season 3 more than like season 1 or 2.
Really, I can
Yeah.
respect that. Yeah,
I thought season
season
3 was so good. It's so well done, and the time I totally believed it. Everything was just spot on for me.
yeah, season 3 was really really good. Um, I think for season 4, like I've said, like in my head canon, this is just going to be the continuing exploits of Clarice Starling. With Jodie Foster playing the main character this time. Um, but no, this is the first season where the creator Nick Pizzolatto, he's not involved in this one. So, but yeah, we'll see. It's True Detective. I'm gonna watch it either way.
Right. Kane said he has Iron Claw as my #1 movie of the year. I believe it.
It's gonna be hard for me to watch it, man. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
It's gonna be a tough watch for sure.
Like I know the story. I remember. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch it with the same. Like it's gonna just be sad. Too sad for me.
I watched what was it? Zach Galler's like non-spoiler review on it. Yeah, and he said it was obviously great. It was one of the best movies of the year. But he said like they left out a few things just because you kind of have to tell a better story. So but he's like, yeah, you gotta bring your tissue box. So I was like, yep. I'm heading to watch it. Yeah, that's gonna be super sad.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole family. Like, come on, man. I don't think I need that in my life. Like, you go to the movie theater to like be entertained and to get away from the real world, and then they bring you down like that with some truth.
Yeah, 50 Degrees of Separation was awesome. That was like his first. Was that his first movie?
Yeah, but that was yeah.
Yeah, he was like a baby back then, man.
He was.
Yeah. So yeah, there was something I wanted to bring up. Who said it? I should have started. I forgot. I think Ken brought it up.
Will Smith is really interesting to me because when I think about the top 5 black actors, male actors, is Will Smith one of them?
I think a question.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure the answer will hit me soon.
Oh wait, you get one of these.
It'll slap you right in the face. Oh, I'm so mad at all these other posts from now Jada saying like, "Oh yeah, the slap saved my marriage." Oh my god, you are just
she's starting to kind of take the heat. Oh man, that's funny. So here, it's kind of funny because we got so much hate for our Rebel Moon trailer, and so part of me was like, I see the critics review, and it kind of made me laugh a little bit because I was like, it's funny because like we didn't hate the trailer, but it came off because we didn't love it like so much, like it was the greatest fucking thing ever. We were just like, yeah, okay, it looks all right. We'll see.
That's good. I'm gonna enjoy that.
Made fun of all the Zack Snyder. Again, I enjoy Zack Snyder's films. I'm not a big fan of what he did with the DC, but I enjoy even the film that everyone hates, like Sucker Punch. I love that. Like it's a horrible story, but it looks awesome. So
yeah, his movies are great to look at, and I'll give this movie a fair shot. I haven't even looked at any of the reviews just yet, but I'll give this a fair shot because this is a passion project of his, and I have to respect that.
Isn't it like getting the worst reviews ever?
It's
really.
The last time I checked, it was like on the critics. I have it at 20. Let me pull it up.
I'm looking at
23%. I think so. 23% for the critics.
And the audience has a
Oh, man.
72.
Yeah, are you looking at the actual numbers or is that?
Yeah. So 23 is the tomato meter, and audience score is 72.
Mhm.
Somehow
I'm
the
trying to-
1,000+ ratings. So like, I feel like people are rating it without.
Yeah.
How's this verified?
Because you don't need to verify it because it's a TV show or it's free for everybody, so it's not verified.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna
it's
try
not
to
out,
give.
technically, yeah.
I'm gonna try to give it a fair shot.
Yeah.
From at the absolute least, from a visual standpoint, I'm sure Zack Snyder will deliver because he always does.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%.
You know, even if it's not like the greatest story wise, you know, I'm at least expecting to be to sit there and get like get entertained for 2 hours. I like the way it looks and I like the cast, so we'll see.
Hey, what's up? Nostalgic
Hey.
Podcast. See you.
Yo, what is up, man? Yeah, I think it's your first time I saw you here, so appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of talking about the Robo Moon. Yeah, man, like you said, like I am a fan of Zack Snyder. I'm not a big fan of what he did with the DC, but I still watched them. You know, they were okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they were okay. I didn't I wasn't a big fan of what he did with DC either. But like many other people, I will say his cut of Justice League was infinitely superior to the theatrical version.
Yeah, but that's easy.
That is easy. That's not terribly hard.
Yeah.
But you know, so yeah, I do, and especially the circumstances in which he had to vacate. You know, you know, it is nice that he was able to get his vision realized. You know, especially when you take into account the circumstances under which he had to vacate.
Yeah. That really sucks.
But yeah, like I liked Army of the Dead. I thought that was like really like you know like I what's that?
I did not like Army of the Dead.
You did not. You did not. I thought
it wasn't that good for me.
I thought it suited him. You know, I probably watched it like twice and just had a fun time. You know, I think he was very much in his element with that one.
I think I hated Batman versus Superman so much, and I hated the direction that they were going to go with Batman and Superman so much that it just is skewing all my thoughts. Because I thought a lot of the stuff he's done before, and I don't think everything he did in DC was awful. I just
not
think
awful.
That was the way they were going to do this. The storyline, I did not like it at all. You know, I hated that Batman versus Superman. So I just think everything is skewed because of it. But he as a director, I mean, he's exciting. You know, he seems to love the stuff. He loves the characters that he does. He brings out. So I'm not a huge hater. I just hate certain one or two projects that he's ever done. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but you know, he's made some things here and there that I've liked. So,
yeah,
I wasn't a fan of Batman versus Superman either. God,
but that like same with Brian. That was my turning point because Man of Steel. I was like, okay, like I'm a big fan of Man of Steel. I'm not. I thought it was a subpar Superman movie, you know, but it was okay. I watched it. It looked gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. Henry Cavill crushed it. I loved who played Zod. You know, the actors were
part
great.
Part of it was good.
I liked it. Good. You know, them turning into giant dildos and flying into space was kind of weird, but okay, you know, like Zack Snyder, you know, but you know, some fetishes going on there. But you know, it was good. It was good. I didn't hate it. You know, I don't think it's the greatest thing. Like John Campea was like, it's the greatest comic book movie ever. No, it's not.
Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Dark Knight?
Well, yeah, exactly. You know,
have you ever seen Logan?
It's good. Oh my God, Logan. You know, but that's why I was like more on the positive side. I'm like, okay, I'm digging in. I don't fully love it. I don't hate it, you know. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? But then they did Batman vs Superman. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, how do you give us a great Superman, a great Batman, the worst Lex Luthor Lex Luthor ever, ever.
Lex Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Lex Zuckerberg, exactly. You know,
I was like, hey, Zombieland.
yeah, and then you tease us with so much shit. like here's Deathstroke, awesome. Here's we're gonna keep that shitty Joker that no one likes.
I think he just he did too much.
Lex Zuckerberg. Yeah, I think he was trying to do a lot. So I think this Zack Snyder hate is really hate of his super fans. I think so too. That's how I am. I'm not gonna root for somebody to fail because of their fans are not just same. I feel the same. Like the release of Snyder shit is super annoying.
Yeah, a lot of them were straight up rabid.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But no, I like I like him from a visual standpoint. Like Watchmen, like he captured a lot from like that was great, and I'd even watch I'd even watch as many as extended cuts of that as he wants to make. So yeah. And plus, he just seems like a cool dude in interviews and stuff like that. Like he seems like he's passionate about his craft. And
he's
like I said, he is. And I like I said, I'm gonna back Rebel Moon, all BS aside, just because it's a passion project of his. I guess I hear rumors that he wanted to do something kind of set in the Star Wars universe, but could never get it off the ground. So he kind of tried to do his own thing, and it's space opera, and I'll always watch a space opera. So
yeah,
I hope it's entertaining.
Snyder sees overrated utilizes slow mo.
Yeah, well, it's just one of these yeah, but yeah. So this is one of the things we got a shit ton of hate in our go back, Kenny, and check out our review of the Rebel Moon trailer. Because I think part of us is we're being kind of jokey a little bit, but it's kind of mixing with us being serious. So I don't know if people took it the wrong way, because like I make the slow mo joke all the time. And it's funny. It's fucking stupid. There's all the slow-mo. And supposedly, from some of the review so far, is he does more slow-mo in this thing, which I'm like, what? Like that blows my mind.
You know what? You might as well just go into it. Just say, you know what? That's what everyone's gonna say.
That's his thing.
I'm gonna go full speed. Why not?
Imagine if it's more slow motion than Watchmen, because as much as I love Watchmen, like that movie was 95% slow mo.
It was so much slow mo.
Even the sex scenes were like slow mo.
You're not wrong either. I think you're not wrong either. I gotta watch that one. I haven't watched that one in a while. But we were like, oh, he's like, he only did it for like less than 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, it's a joke. We're joking around with the slow mo. It's like. Like obviously like 90% of Watchmen is not slow-mo, but it's funny, because that's his thing, and whatever, that's his thing. It's it is, but yeah, it's funny. Plus the score is gorgeous for Man of Steel. Yeah, that's why like Man of Steel was great. It's just I had some issues with it, so I don't hate it. I don't love it.
I thought it was. Well, I thought it was okay. There were some elements of it that I liked. It was interesting because to me it kind of followed for the most part the same exact like kind of narrative structure as Batman Begins. So it wanted to be like a Nolanized Superman, which I'm not sure I agree with them going that route. Especially if you're trying to kick off a DC cinematic universe, I thought that was a bad idea. Or kind of like not a bad idea, but kind of like it wasn't for me. I don't think it was a bad movie. It just kind of left me with a hollow feeling afterwards. I'm like, that's
a perfect way to put it. Like you felt hollow because you're like, I don't feel like I watch a Superman movie. Like, so it's like, yeah. Michael Shannon was excellent. That's why Michael Shannon was excellent as Zod. All the actors, everyone. Lawrence Fishburne was in it. It was like everyone was awesome. Like all
I
the
thought it was
acting and the casting was great.
I thought it was pretty well cast.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of weird to have like a Clark or a Clark and a Lois who were almost 10 years apart in age.
Really?
But
I never noticed.
yeah, Amy Adams is like 9 or 10 years older than Henry.
Yeah, she
Henry
looked
Cavill.
older to me.
Yeah, she looked
Yeah.
older, but I was just like, huh.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was fine with the cast.
Yeah, everything they would Zod with that was stupid. That's why Batman vs Superman was not a good movie, and for me that's when I was like, I think I'm done with this version of the DCU stuff. I was like, I don't.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Batman vs Superman just tried to do way too much. They were.
You kill Superman.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The second time we see him, he's like, and you die.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. And I didn't really feel anything because I didn't have enough time to like like kind of develop to develop like an attachment to the character or an investment in the character. So when he died, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was Warner Brothers was so fixated on catching up to Marvel at that point. They just wanted to it wasn't a movie so much as it was like one big trailer for the next wave of movies or the next wave of planned movies. The Justice League, yeah. Literally had their character intros in video files on a computer.
I remember that. That was horrible. That was horrible. That was so stupid.
Yeah.
They could have just taken their time, did it right. I think he would have been okay. Even if they would have made Batman and Lois have a baby, that's so fucking stupid.
I hate that, and I think that's what really turned me off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really, Batman? Lois
that was
maybe no.
Yeah, that was,
and then that's what turned Superman evil. Wasn't that what it was, or some shit like that?
That's why I was like, no. That's when you lost me. That was it.
But Rebel Moon, I'm okay with. A lot of the reviews are like, yeah, it looks pretty and it's sci-fi tropey shit. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound bad. Like I'm gonna give it a shot. But that like for me, I think like a lot of people are like, oh, you don't like Zack Snyder because you didn't like every single film he does. I was like, shut up. But it's also like, if you can't be like actual like, I like this because it's good, or I don't like this because it's good. Like I went to go see Boy and the Heron. I'm gonna probably do a review for it pretty soon. I don't think I liked it. And I love Studio Ghibli. I love that director. Pretty much everything he's done, everything Studio Ghibli puts out. And I watched it, and me and my girlfriend kind of looked at each other. We're like, I don't know,
Yeah.
And even though I am a fanboy of this director and of the studio, like obviously I got this up there, and this is not the only like artwork I got for Studio Ghibli stuff. I got a few other things too, and I just was like, it looked pretty, it looked really pretty, the voice acting was awesome, and it was just like it's
not for you.
Maybe I gotta watch it a couple more times, but after free viewing, I wasn't in love, and that's the thing. It's like you should be able to enjoy or not enjoy certain things, even though you enjoy the creator, So so as like if I like Zack Snyder or I don't like Zack Snyder, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna look at this, Rebel Moon and see if it's good or not.
I'm looking for content. I think that.
I want to be enjoyed. I want to be happy.
There's not a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out now, right? This week. Aquaman. I wonder how that's going to do this week. I think it's smart to do it about Christmas because you know what, people are going to be off and be like, I want to do something.
Wait, Brian, don't get your hopes up about Aquaman. They still have time to delay it a 20th time.
Well, I mean, they got 3 days, so
you never know.
You never know if they did it. I'll be like, all right, okay, you win this round.
They'll blame it on something stupid too.
No, I think they're definitely trying to get this done before 2024 starts, which is really interesting because I feel like Aquaman might make a lot of money, and but they're gonna split it up between 2023 and 2024. So like it's not going to be even if it made $1 billion, won't be $1 billion movie. I'm not saying it's going to make $1 billion, but it still wouldn't be $1 billion movie because it's split between 2 different years. Yeah. And that's kind of how Spider-Man was. Even though it was $1 billion movie, you never really got that.
Yeah, that solid box office in 1 week or 1 year. Yeah. And Kenny, I know Kenny gave it like 2 stars on Letterboxd because I'm with you on that. Think I love Miyazaki with The Boy and the Heron was not a good experience. It was, kind of like what Horror Geek said. What's up, Horror Geek? And said The Boy and the Heron needed another 30 minutes. That ending felt rushed. The ending felt confusing.
I thought it just wasn't a good ending at all. It's like it didn't end. Like
it ended. No, it had. I think it ended, but it did feel very rushed, and it was just like I was like, wait, like I don't want to spoil it, but there's like things that are happening, and like things that as the viewer, but you're like, wait, did the character know this the whole time? Did the main character know this? Like I knew it obviously, but did he know it? And then shit just gets thrown in there, and I'm like, and one thing right off the bat was like the dad remarries, and he remarries his wife's sister.
Yep.
And it was weird. And then like the main character is the little boy, and his stepmom / aunt is pregnant and has a baby. So I'm like, is that your cousin or your brother?
And the answer is yes.
He's like what fucking type of like
cousin, brother,
brother. But yeah, that was just like a weird icky thing. I was like, oh, really? But besides that, I don't know. But Jason, I'm watching The Boy and Heron. And here mixed things, but whatever happens, I mean, Hero gave us 14 movies. Great. If it had one bad, that's not the end of the world. Gives us more Miyazaki. I heard it's his last one, but then I heard it's not.
I don't think it's bad. It's just not good.
I think I believe I gave it 3 stars, 3 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. And for me, like 3 is kind of like bad. What really saves this movie is it looks amazing. It looks gorgeous. And the voice acting is crazy. Though I was telling Brandon earlier, I was like, the whole time I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, who's Robert Pattinson? I know he's in this movie. I don't hear him. And then at the end, I can see the credits. I'm like, what? Like he's the Heron, and I'm like, what? I was like, how is that like the same dude who was in Twilight and Batman is like this British dude? Is like that was great.
I mean, but think about him in what's that movie that you love?
Tenet.
Yeah,
but that's his normal voice. It was just like, isn't like just British? Here he's making like noises and there's a I don't want to spoil too much, but there's like some weird noises that Heron makes. Yeah, I mean you see it in the trailer, some of it in the trailer. About 25 minutes in, I was lost. I was trying to maintain consciousness. I was lost until the end because the whole time I'm like, okay, I'm digging in. And then it goes from like we're going, and boom, it just fucking explodes. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And it was just a lot that happened all at once. I think they'd spent too much time in the beginning setting shit up when usually the main character for a Miyazaki film goes into the magical world within the first like 5 minutes. Like he didn't get into the magical world until like 30 minutes in. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we taking so long? Like Ponyo, like all those ones were like super fast. Like, Spirited Away, she goes into the other world right away. Yeah. Totoro right away. Like all those are like super fast. Like you're introduced to this magic world like pretty quick. Except for this one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, let's check that one out.
We're watching Earwig and the Witch and felt like his ending was missing. Yeah, because I think it's based off a book. So I think there's like another book. I could be wrong.
The story. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Earwig and the Witch. It was awesome. I love the animation of that one. Horgeek said Aquaman is tracking. It's not tracking is not great. Yeah, sorry.
Doesn't surprise
me. I think I would be surprised because I think people want to go see a movie, right? And there's nothing else out. I feel like it should do okay.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna do okay. Because what else are you gonna do? You can't take your kids to go see the Iron Claw. Like that's not gonna happen.
You're gonna see Poor Things with your kids.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Poor Things. You know, I mean, Boring to Heroin. You're like, oh, it's a cartoon, but yeah, you know,
It's
like
not,
it's not. It's not for kids.
No.
You know, yeah, that movie's definitely for like an older audience. You know, Wonka. I can see Wonka doing a pretty good week. Maybe Wish, if you know, people starting on
Wish
their
is already done. So Wonka was interesting. Why Wonka is like it's already at what
150, I think.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah. People will watch Wonka. Yeah. And also I think I know we're gonna do our review, and when Brandon watches it, we'll probably do it offline because I think Thursday is gonna be our like Christmas special.
You get an extra thing. You know what I actually have an extra one of?
Oh man. Wait, which volume is that?
Volume 2.
Nice.
I accidentally bought 2 volume 2s.
How do you accidentally spend like $40? Those things are not cheap, man.
So I have volume 1 upstairs, finishing it up. I got volume 2 and volume 3 right here. And I was like, oh, I got 2 volume 2s. So how did this happen?
Right. Yeah, people watch Wonka, but I gave Wonka just a little 3.5 stars.
I gave it 3.5 stars too. I give it 3.5 stars too.
Oh, and then everyone on Letterboxd, like you know, I follow Kenny, I follow like Zach and a bunch of all the
greatest thing.
Like 4.5, 5 stars. I think Zach Attack gave it like 5 stars. I'm like, you're crazy, or whoever somebody gave it 5 star. I'm like, what? I really enjoyed Wonka
because I watched. I remember Gene Wilder. Like I remember Wonka, and then
I don't want to spoil it for Brandon. You know, again, it looked great. It looked really great. The songs were fun. I'm kind of curious to know what people think about Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa.
Oh my god!
Never
mind. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, originally I thought he was gonna be stupid as shit, and I said that before many times. I'm like, that looks stupid. So, but but I gave it 3.5. And then my dumbass today at work, I wrote up a review and put it in Letterboxd. Forgot to hit save. So, and I was gonna show Erica. I'm like, oh, what do you think about my review? You know, because she was the boy and Harry, because you know she saw it with me. And then I'm like, why is it not on here? But luckily, I save it as a Word doc. So
that's smart. Because I was like, that's not good.
No, I was like, spend all that time, and I'll be so pissed. Not enough, Hugh Grant. I kind of agree. All right, let's finish it up. Getting a little late.
It's because Wonka is a kid.
Yeah,
because he is a kid. That's what. It's the only Wonka I feel like is not creepy around kids.
And I can't wait to talk about, because the major issue I have, it's probably not the movie itself.
It has nothing to do with the movie for me.
Yeah.
Everything to do with the character.
But so I wind up what did we say last time? I went to the barber shopping and saw it.
Yeah.
And I saw it twice, and I think I enjoyed it more the second time around. But
okay.
Yeah. Because then right off the bat, it's a what did Scream call it? A requel. It's a reboot prequel. So if you go in knowing that, Brandon, I think you might enjoy it more than me and Brian.
Okay.
It is a requel. It is a reboot.
Not the same kid, and it's totally different, and just kind of know that. And it's almost, how did we get to the point where we saw this? But even then, it's not, because it's not going to follow the same.
Yeah, no, that's why it's a reboot. It's a requel. It is tell you that. The one thing I did like, it's not a spoiler. It stayed far away from that Johnny Depp trash. I'm trying to think of any references, and I couldn't think of any references that it did to the Johnny
One guy
Depp
being the
Wonka.
Oompa Loompas.
They were never gonna they were always gonna distance themselves from that.
Yeah.
But they don't say that. They said there's only one movie. There's no two.
Yeah. Like, what? I did want to ask you guys if you saw this. So there's the trailer for the Society.
Secret Society of Magical Negroes or whatever it's called.
Yes. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. There's no way I want to watch that.
Did you guys watch it?
No.
I did watch the trailer. They lost me when they go into when they go into love story territory.
They had me in the beginning because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be a goof,
Yeah.
you know. Because one of the parts is was it David Allen Greer, right? I think that is. They go in front of like a billboard and he's like, what's the scariest thing on earth? And he's like, a shark. He goes, no, a white person. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be funny. But then it kind of, for me, it kind of turns into a thing where I'm like, well, I don't get what you're trying to say, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know, I didn't quite dig it towards the end of the trailer, you know. I'm like, you started off funny, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a goofy movie. I'm all for that. Cool, let's do that. And then the way it ended was like, so it's like basically saying like, oh, it's black people's responsibility to make sure white people stay happy, you know. And I'm like, huh? I'm like,
oh, so like every other movie. So every movie in the 60s, I got you.
Every movie, yeah, exactly.
Every movie in the 60s.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe that was me. Maybe I gotta watch it again. But I just the initial viewing, I was like, ooh, not liking that. But do y'all think Jason Momoa will continue as Aquaman? If he does, I feel like it's kind of effed up if he does, because they recast Batman, recast Superman, possibly Wonder Woman, and keep Aquaman. I don't think they're keeping him.
No, they've already seemed to imply that he won't carry on as Aquaman.
Yeah, he's going to be in the DC, but it's not.
I don't know what's going to happen, man.
Yeah, because there's that video of him
when you got
running
the
out.
news. Oh, you
news
guys want to see what happens?
Yeah,
and if it doesn't make as much money as if it makes $40 million. $400 million, obviously, it's not going to be enough money to change their minds or anyway. So before, only thing that changes their mind is a whole boatload of money.
Yeah, this would need to be $1 billion movie.
Exactly, and that means this had to be a great movie because it's not trending towards anything.
Yeah. Because remember, the first one wasn't great. It looked great. It looked amazing, you know. And yeah, I mean, that was before the Amber Heard stuff. You know, so people went to go see her. People went to go see Momoa. You know, it was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. I actually rewatched it again yesterday to get ready for this new one. But yeah, it's an entertaining movie. I had fun with it. I thought it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah. I watched it a couple times. It just the whole time with Amber Heard. That's kind of now I would look at it I'm like, but before I thought that was fine. Yeah.
I'm hoping Aquaman does good. I want a fun movie, you know. I'll be cool with it.
Same.
And 100%. Yeah. And I feel like this one's going to be the same.
I think it's going to have a tone. I think it's going to be something.
I think it's going to have a story. And it's going to just go through the motions, and that's it.
I'm expecting a buddy cop type of feel.
Yeah.
100%. Him and his brother, buddy cop. Like
learn how to love your brother again, and that we really are very similar. And his brother's going to show you that you always were supposed to be the king of Atlantis and all the other crap. Yeah.
Yeah. That, to be fair, that is a trope. I just expected it to pervert the trope more. Oh, which one? Was it are you talking about the Willy Wonka one? I don't know.
I think he's talking about the magical.
Oh, the magical society thing.
Yeah.
It's a long title. I think it's was it the American Society or something like that? The secret
American Society, secret of magical black people or something like that. Was it?
Well, no, that's even like I think. Yeah, because it says it's Negroes, but then who's the main character?
Justice Smith.
Justice Smith says like, "Oh, I feel like, you know, can't you change it to you know, like black people or African Americans?" Or he says like that's a joke in the trailer, you know, too. I was like, Yeah, the whole thing for me just didn't like sit right. So that's why I was kind of curious. I saw somebody asked Zach Attacks how he felt about it, and he's like, "Don't like it." On Twitter, he's like, I'm not. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys want to watch it. We'll maybe watch it on Thursday or something. But
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ruin my Christmas season with that. I'm
Uh,
gonna be giving away all type of stuff. You get a Funko Pop, and you get a Funko Pop, and everybody gets a Funko Pop. That's do my Oprah thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
I got a bunch of coats still,
I got this Deadpool.
bunch of movies.
This
I got
from
some
Funko with the sweater. I was like, oh, I got like 4 of these.
Yeah. And as I've been going through my movies, I've been finding some like duplicates and stuff. So I got maybe like 3 movies I'm gonna
I have
give away to them.
2. I have A Nightmare Before Christmas, an extra one. I have a couple of things in there that it's right here. Yeah, I got a couple of things in here right now that I could give away. So yeah.
So that's gonna be fun on Thursday. So make sure you guys tune in on Thursday. It's gonna be a fun one. We're just gonna hang out. I heard Red Door sucked. Yeah, I heard about that. You think Evil Brother turns good and sacrifices himself to save the main character trope? I feel it happening. I know he's turning good. I don't think he sacrifices himself.
Me neither. I think Orm will live.
I think they both live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How funny would it be? Like he's about to die, and yet he throws Amber Heard in front of him. No, take her instead.
Oh, that's funny.
That chicken leave the world behind is so hot though. I don't know.
Who, Julia Roberts?
I don't know. I gotta look at the cast. I heard good things about the movie, but I haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's eerie. I heard that too. I feel like Netflix never promotes Chicken Run 2. Never. I think we saw one trailer. That was it.
I think it was just the one, right?
Is he talking about Ruth Washington?
I don't know. Did Jalen Hurts play today? I didn't.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No. And Seattle beat Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jalen had two interceptions. Unlike Justin Fields, who had 2 interceptions, but it wasn't his fault.
Yeah. An Oprah. Yeah. It's our Oprah episode.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think he's still talking about the daughter of Mahershala Ali's character. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie, so
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's Ruth Washington because Mahershala Ali's is George whatever GH Washington.
All right, Professor. Yeah, we're out too, man. It is getting late.
It's getting late, right?
Yeah. So yeah, man. You know, it was even if Brandon watched Wonka, I don't even know if he would have reviewed it. It's just man, today was a weird day with the whole Jonathan Major stuff, man. It has legit been all day for me, like all day for me. Yeah, and I mean, and there's other Dramac was on his stream, on somebody else's stream, and then back on his stream, and then he literally finished one stream on his channel, and then started his Blurred AF stream. So like, Dramac was hustling today. He was everywhere, man. I saw him on so many streams, and Chill too. I saw Chill on a bunch of streams.
Chill being sad.
Yeah.
Sad Chill.
Yeah. I got asked him about that J.
I was like, paint the whole J now.
But is it because like it's 50-50? It's like, I don't know. I was like, what happens? What happens?
I say you get some paint thinner and call it a day. Call it a draw.
just put a star over there. That'd be funny. Yeah, I gotta ask him. Although I'm sure he already been thinking about it or something. But who is she? Ruth. What you said her name was? Ruth.
Holly Harold.
Oh, that's her
That's
real
the
name.
Holly
Okay.
Harold.
Okay. Well, I never even heard of her.
Yeah, she's 27. She's relatively young, very young looking.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I got some. I got about 5 movies I'm gonna watch this week at work where it's nice and dead. So Past Lives is good. I want to watch Poor Things this weekend with my girlfriend. Strays, I have to finish that one. Then the fall. So, yeah, I gotta catch up. Past Lives, Poor Things, Tetris. Oh yeah, I gotta watch Tetris.
I can watch
Dude,
Godzilla.
if you guys please just watch Godzilla -1, you're missing out. You guys suck.
I want to see it. I was like, I want to see it so bad.
If I want to increase 2,200 screens, you guys still can't find a way to watch it.
Yeah, Strays is hilarious. Adore Past Lives. Forgot about Tetris. Me too. I heard it was really good
I
though.
forgot about Tetris. I completely forgot about Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris is a good one. Well, at least I heard it's good. I think Brian, you said you watched it, right?
I watched it, but I was like, this is a while ago now.
Yeah, that was early in the year. Godzilla. Kenny said Godzilla's number 4 on his list.
I loved it. I really did. I thought it was so good emotionally. I mean, you still get a monster, you still get the emotional part of it. I mean, it's just well put together. Oh, they did such a good job. And you've seen it from a different scene. And then there's no joy like at the end of the movie. The way that the movie ended, I was just like, thank God. It was like 4 times I teared up. I was like, oh, that dust in here, man. This is nuts. And it's good because you're reading it's all subtitled.
It's all subtitles.
Yeah. So how do you get emotion out subtitles? Like,
real quick, I got it before we leave. Real quick, and yes, Tetris. It's not a movie about Tetris the game. It's a movie about how the game was not made,
created,
put out to the public.
To the public.
I think, yeah. So it's more of like an origin story of how the game was like released. You know, because there's a lot of stuff like still today. Who owns Tetris? You know, like who's the original owner? But I gotta give a shout out to DJ at Movie Time Minute. He kind of took a little break from YouTube and he came back and he wasn't sure what he wanted to do, you know, as a movie review channel. So he started doing parodies. And his newest parody is the Godzilla -1 trailer or Godzilla -1 movie. It is hands down the best review of a movie I think I ever seen. So it's a parody of the song "What's Up," you know, and he does it with doing his review of Godzilla. It's awesome. It's awesome. Like it really is. It made me laugh. It was funny. It's not easy to do. Like he literally wrote a song. Like so I gotta give a shout out to Movie Time Minute. This was great. You know, like he said he likes parodies and he likes movie reviews. So he just mashed them together. So super awesome. They 317 views. Highly recommend. Go watch it right now. Go watch that review. It's good. It's good. Yeah. There you go.
That's more creative. Wow. That's awesome.
DJ was awesome on that. Yeah. Made the best review of that movie. Yeah, I agree. The lyrics, the song, the moments that made is on another level. It is awesome. It is awesome. So yeah, so go check him out, man. Please go check him out. I laughed. It was funny. It was great. I can't wait to see he does more of this stuff. But
to check that out.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. But cool. Let's get out of here, man. It is way too late, and I gotta wake up in like a few hours.
I'm gonna get up early, so
I have to drop off my car in like 5 hours. So
yeah, I forgot about that. But cool. Thank you guys. See you on Thursday. It's gonna be a fun Christmas special. So thank you guys. We will see you on Thursday. What a day.
For sure.
Later, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.